Hello and welcome to another episode of Life Talks with Fawole. Today we have the voice behind the camera, the wizard, and the real Vanessa Cruickshank.
Yay!
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you guys.
Thanks for coming, Vanessa. So, that's my favourite thing, right? You know, I've met Vanessa on a play. We were supposed to do a play. She's supposed to be my leading lady, and we never got to do the play because of COVID, isn't it? Was it
COVID literally shut it down.
Yeah, COVID shut it down. But we did get into the rehearsal stage of it.
Oh, so you remember some of your lines? Can we get a little?
No, I don't remember none of my lines. I don't remember none of my lines. I'm not scared of doing stuff on stage on camera, but
I don't remember.
It's long.
Like when you said that, I was literally like, nah.
You got Sherry puckered up.
Yeah,
don't mind him. He likes to do that, but he's alright because I don't know the lines from this thing. Because we started rehearsing it, and it was like I actually did the play before. I had the opportunity of doing it before, and then the leading lady moved on, and then Vanessa. I was lucky enough to have Vanessa come on board. And I was looking forward to working alongside her. But we rehearsed, and COVID came. So since then, it's kind of like after putting all that time into rehearsals, I was like.
And we did quite a few rehearsals actually, didn't we?
Yeah.
How was he in rehearsal?
He's really good, you know. He's nothing like he's now, yeah. Right? It's nothing like he is now.
He just started. I like that though, I like that. And I think he's going to be on again, actually. That's a little plug. Over the Head should be coming back soon. Hopefully we'll be alongside you if we get it going, if it comes out again. Just plugging that you didn't, I was going to say that. But yeah, so the real Vanessa Cruickshank comes from is that your Insta page?
It is, yeah.
It's your Insta page. And then and then Lawrence Coke, a mutual friend of ours, he likes to say that as well. So coming up to this interview, I'm going to let you talk in a minute because I know I've been talking a lot, right? He was like, who are you going to talk to? And I was like, the real Vanessa Cruickshank. He's like, no, is it the real Vanessa Cruickshank? And it's like, you've got this. So yesterday, I was like, yeah. Because to prepare myself for the show, remind myself I've got stuff coming up and, rehearse. Remember who I'm going to see. And most people are my friends, but I was like, yeah, I'm going to interview the real Vanessa Cruickshank. I made it her song. Anyway, I was enjoying myself, so maybe not that relevant right now.
Yeah, it sounds like a good advertisement.
I enjoy myself, but this is...
everyone knows how to find me on Insta now.
Yeah. The real Vanessa Cruickshank. But so I want to talk about, because you're such an interesting person, apart from what we were going to do, but your origins, your aspirations, your goals, your achievements, just everything. I want to talk about you. Like, let's start with your origins. Like, where you from, who you from, family?
So, I am from Grenada and Montserrat. So my dad's Montserratian and my mum is Grenadan.
Okay.
So,
nice.
Yeah, little Caribbean mix there.
How'd they meet?
Right, so my mum and dad met when they were about 15, 16 on the bus in Shepherd's Bush.
Wow.
Yeah, and they've been together ever since.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Oh.
So literally they met, had me not too long after they met. Yeah,
Nice.
and
So you're their first child?
I was the first child, the oldest. And they've been together literally ever since. Yeah, tight.
How many of you?
5 of us.
5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't really see that much anymore, do you?
Boys,
5.
girls?
I have a sister and 3 brothers.
5 from the same 2 parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. Would you see that much these days?
No, not at all.
Like people staying together, having 5 kids and staying together.
Yeah, but I guess my parents are still kind of old school because most of my friends, their parents are all still together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've all we're talking about my grandparents are still together. Mm-hmm. So they're like in their 80s. Yeah, and they're still together. So I kind of come, even my brothers, they are the kind of, they find a girl, stay there forever.
Yeah.
We kind of come from that long term.
Do you think that having multiple examples of stability around you helps your life to be stable? Because we're going to go further on into the stuff that your achievements and stuff. But do you think having those multiple examples of stability, because that is like stability around, if you've got families that are staying together, irrespective of what, you're not hearing of like breakups and this and that. I know a lot of people that have broken up. Yeah. Do you understand the question, right?
Yeah, I get it. I think it does, to be fair, because I think it's not even just my parents, it's my friends. So like my best friend, her parents have been together for even longer then my mum and dad have been together. And you're mixing in that circle, and that's kind of what you're seeing.
Yes, the norm.
Yeah, it's the norm for us. You know, when they keep saying things about the black family and the absent father and such, I'm like, it's not really my world.
But it's not a narrative for everyone neither. Do you know what I'm saying?
It
happens within every culture, but they try to highlight
Yeah.
it.
Exactly. And it isn't really what I see around me. Because my brother, he has 3 children, and he met his partner in primary school.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's only 25, wow. But he met his partner in primary school, and they got together, obviously not in primary school, but later on. Yeah. But they have been boyfriend and girlfriend since they were about 15.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, together. So this is what I'm saying. I guess they're seeing all of this stuff and they're kind of replicating it in their own life as well.
Okay. Okay.
Which is nice.
Nice. Where do you think you got, or where do you think you get your drive?
Ooh.
Your drive for life, because you're like. Have you seen the Italian Job? You seen the one with Mark Wahlberg? Yeah, she's like one of them minis. Yeah, because you are petite, you're lovely, but one of them minis that just designed to just like carry like she's serious. Like you're fierce, you're formidable, you're amazing. Like seriously, but you're gonna hear more. But go on.
What made you say that?
What made you say that? Yeah. Okay, let's. Just you know what? You want tongue side. You want to know what made me say that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about your origins of career.
Now?
Yes, now.
Yeah. Okay. So
no, you know what? Forget that. Give
like,
me your resume. I'm sorry. I want you to give me your resume. Your slight resume that you gave me and the wizard.
So just be really quick.
Yeah,
really quick.
Just go into your resume. I'll tell you this. So you're gonna explain why I say that. Okay, go on.
Okay, so I started off in performing drama, dance school, did tap, ballet when I was younger, then ended up being in a band, decided to go off to university, so I wasn't in the band anymore, went off to university, and then from that point, my career...
Whoa. Just in a band?
Yeah, no, let her finish her resume, you can pick out what you want to pick out.
Yeah,
no, hear the resume. No, wait, hear the resume, please.
I want to hear the resume.
No, she give you the resume, she'll go back.
I don't want to skim through it.
No, you can go back to the point, she got resume. Let her the resume,
No, but you can give me a bit more about the band.
You can go back to the band, do everything, and then you can pick anything you want out. Trust me, there's so much, please. Go on, you go. Anything you want.
Okay, so just quick resume. So then ended up in business. First of all, I was working in a children's charity, became director of that children's charity in my early 20s. Then I was doing my degree. When I finished my degree, I went on and did my master's, and then ended up in the NHS in management, worked my way up, left because I couldn't stand it in the end. I was so bored, and got a job as a consultant there a couple of days a week, which was brilliant. And while I was doing that, I started up my own property company, ended up buying property, renovating, getting planning permission to build, and still got that company to this day. Then I got engaged, had a couple of foster children. Okay, he's making me go quick. I'm not
rushing you. I'm just saying more. I'm like, and get him.
Then I opened up a spa.
Slow down. You can do it all slow, but get him. I mean, you see the powerful mini now, small, but okay. You feel me?
It's amazing.
All right, carry on, please.
I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah, you see, mini.
Yeah, but he's making me go fast.
No, I'm not.
Why are you coming fast?
Vanessa, don't go fast. No, Vanessa. What it is when I was doing that. I'm not trying to speed you up. It's that I'm saying, we've got here, there's so much stuff, and then we're going to try and cover this in this show. We might have to have you for another show, like I say to my other guests as well. But it's amazing. You're not rushing you. We're going to go back through each one. I know the voice behind the camera wants to talk about the band. There's other stuff I want to talk about as well, but keep going. We was at foster kids, I think.
Keep going. She just said she got into spa.
Yeah, no, she's got more. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There's more. So let's talk about the foster. Go on, just keep going.
So basically, I opened a spa, ended up having staff. At that point, I had the foster children. I was engaged. I was also working as a consultant. That business was actually a turning point in my life. When that business closed, I went through a period of depression, wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with my life. I guess you could say I kind of spent 6 months kind of in bed, just not really having the energy, the physical or the mental energy to kind of do anything. Kind of after that period, I got a job on radio.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. And we were meant to do a TV show together, and it didn't pan out. And then I decided to approach the TV channel myself with my idea and see if they would take me up. I said, I will find my own team. I will do everything. They just have to put me on. And they did. Then I started up my own production company. Then I wrote a play, put it on in the theatre, did documentaries. It's just, and changed my career, and now I'm an actress.
And she's a good actress as well. Yeah. Hair's a bit long, we're still going to do it ceremonially. You know what I'm saying? Amazing. Yeah, so I'm saying she's a mini. It's like, no, she's fully loaded, even though it's a small, petite package, fully loaded, done so much stuff. Let's find out about, sorry to cut you off, the band.
Not just the band. I just feel like, again, it's like, yeah, you know, like, I want to find out who was this person at this time and who was the person at that time.
Yeah, so let's go back to the beginning now.
Because I was different people at every single time. But you asked me a question.
Yeah, go on.
You asked me who I take after. So where do I get my ambition from?
Yes, your drive, yeah.
Yeah. And I would say, though, it is literally both parents. I know that sounds like a cop-out, but it isn't. Because my mum was my biggest fan. My mum never stopped me from literally doing anything. I was the kind of child that I could actually get on people's nerves because I was always singing. Yeah. Constantly. I couldn't stop singing. I always wanted to be on stage and such and such. So my mum would literally enhance me, be positive. I can do anything. You can do anything.
Positive affirmations.
Yeah, constantly from my mum. Whereas my dad was very much, I ain't working for no one. I'm not working for anyone. Anyone I work for myself. That's my dad.
That was his ethos.
All the whole time, yeah. So
what does he do?
He owns. So he opened up a shop in Shepherd's Bush, and now it's the. Everyone knows it as the Ankh Wellbeing Centre, where they sell. You know, you can get everything to do with African art.
Do you know it?
Well,
yeah. Your beads. It's all kind of over the internet. So yeah.
He still owns it as well.
Yeah. So it's still there. So that's what. But he's always done for himself. So
respect to your dad, man.
Yeah.
Respect to your dad. Strong black role model, man.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I've come from. So when I say both of them have kind of influenced me, my mum's allowed me, because she was the one mainly at home. My dad was at work, so my mum was the one that was kind of enhancing me in the house from school, etc. But my dad is the person you're watching, and you're watching him say, I'm not working for no one. You don't need to work for no one. He'd always be like that. So
good. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So your the things that you did, you said you was always around the house singing and stuff from an early age. So your drive to want to perform, where did that come from? Or what? How did that manifest itself? Because like, I remember, how old are you as well? And I should be asking you, but
no, that's like that.
All right, I allow you. Wow!
Thank you!
You turn the lights on!
Thank you!
All right. You can see she's in late 20s, early 30s.
All right. So, yeah. But okay, so for me, when I was younger, like my big sister, I love my big sister, it was like Annie and stuff like that. She was around the house singing Annie, tomorrow.
I loved Annie. I used to do that at primary school. Yeah.
Come on. And that was a thing. So like, what were the ones that really, as a young lady, or really, I want to play that role, I want to do this, or what inspired you for the acting? Because I know you're acting now. You had stuff in the middle. What inspired you?
I loved everything on TV. So I loved Fame, I loved Annie, I loved those musicals. And I used to watch black and white movies with my mum. Like, so, you know, we used to watch like Singing in the Rain and all of that stuff, and tap dancing. And so I did tap. So I learned tap and I learned ballet and I learned all of that. Yeah. And when I was at primary school, I had a teacher there, and she really, really supported me around my singing. So, you know, like when you have like an assembly at the end of year and you get the whole class up singing. She was like, no, we're not going to get the whole class up singing. Vanessa is going to sing. Wow. And the class is going to be behind her doing a dance, and Vanessa will be singing Burlington Bertie from Bow. And
what's that?
It's like,
do you still know the song?
Yeah, but
go on, let's have a go then.
But it's like,
Come on.
oh my gosh.
Come on.
I'm not going to sing it. I'm not going to sing it, but I'm going to say it.
I thought you told me to go easy.
No, don't
Yeah,
go. Yeah,
thank
you
you.
go hard, didn't it? That's
Well,
what he would.
you see. Yeah.
I know. Oh my god. You know the wickedest thing? He does that. And he's just like, you're rubbing off on me, but come on, babe. You can do this.
Okay, I think I know a little bit of it,
Yes,
but
we can.
it's,
Come on.
I'm Burlington Bertie, I rise at 10:30 and Buckingham Palace I view. I stand in the yard while they're changing the guards and the Queen shouts along, toodaloo. The Prince of Wales brother, along with some others, taps me on the back and says, come and meet mother. I'm Bert, I haven't a shirt. Anyway.
Go on! I like that, you had me in
Okay,
there, mate.
but
sounds like bars.
I did that when I was about
Is that
10 or
Nas,
11.
you know?
I was about 10 or 11 when I did that, yeah.
That
and you
sounds
had
like
to
rapping though.
No, but I had to actually sing it. I had to
If you
sing
put that
it.
would have been like, shit, I'm buddy.
I enjoyed
Sound like
that.
Migos and shit, you know what I mean?
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that.
I enjoyed
But,
it.
yeah, so that was my performance at primary school, and I remember being so proud because this teacher that used to bully me, who left the school, she came and she saw me perform that, and it meant so much for me to come and see this woman that was so cruel to me. Yeah, come and watch. She made my life hell. And I remember when I was going to be in the 4th year at primary school, I remember in the 3rd year being terrified that she was going to be my teacher.
Wow.
Yeah, really terrified. And when I found out that she left, the relief. Yeah. But she came back and she saw me, and I was thinking, yeah, look. Yeah.
It's you know what?
Why are we like that though?
It's you know what? We're humans, isn't it?
But why do we like to prove to people that were cruel to us?
I don't
You just
know.
want to, you want a pretty look.
pain.
More than the people that believed in us.
I know.
Do you know?
Because they say you listen to people you will see all these positive comments, but you will pick out the ones that said, yeah, but she's rubbish.
The negative ones.
Yeah, she's rubbish. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah.
And I do that. I do that.
We all do it, and I'm just wondering why are we like that?
You know what I want to say? I don't know why we're like that. I feel you lot as well, but like, you know, like fundamentally, when you're kids, if you get good input, like you're talking about and stuff, like good experiences, the foundation is nice. It's like it's not. How can I say? Because I know all of us, like in this room as well. I know myself. I was a little. Like, for one of raised little, I was naughty, I was mischievous, isn't it? Yeah. But I also got from my mum praised me and everything, and I came from a good family, single parent family, but I had a good childhood. Yeah. And I was able to perform and stuff. There was stuff that I can resonate with what you're talking about. I'm just thinking, as a child, when you're given that opportunity just to be a child, it's a beautiful thing, you know, like. Yeah. I don't know why we do that though. Like, I've like literally everything harps upon one person's opinion and stuff. Like, it can really be detrimental to us and really sit with us more than everyone praising us, kind of thing. It really hurts, and you want to please the worst people.
Because that's what creates like, you know, like certain things that bring you down. It makes people depressed. It makes people all these things because people homing in on the negative things that I said to them.
But you know why? I think it's because deep down, you don't necessarily believe all the negative or the positive. You actually have more of affiliation with the negative. You feel that negative. So when someone says, oh, but she's really crap, you're thinking, yeah, because I feel that. It's like that kind of imposter syndrome. You feel that actually you're not good enough to be out on top there. So when someone starts coming to you and saying that you're actually rubbish, you're like, yeah, you know what? They can see me.
Yeah.
But they can't. But you actually...
you know why I understand what she just said? Because she said imposter syndrome. I just understood it from when she said it. Even though I don't think I've heard it that much. Maybe I've heard it before, but I think...
Women...
But even for myself,
imposter syndrome.
I never went university or nothing for the things that I did. You know what I'm saying? I just picked things up and learned. I was self-taught a lot of the things, but that still leaves you with imposter syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be doing it for years, and you still feel like you're winging it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I understand that.
I totally
Maybe as an actor, you might relate to that.
Is a piece of paper. I don't think you and that person is a piece of paper with a stamp on it.
Do you understand?
You know exactly the same thing. Exactly the same. So you could take the camera apart, literally, and put it together. But you've got the stamp, and I haven't. Now I understand that imposter syndrome thing.
Yeah.
But like my thing is like now, and it's still I'm not. Well, let me stop saying me. At this point in life, it's a lot easier to say, okay, that person's saying this and this and the third, But maybe they're saying that because they're scared of what I can do. Maybe they're saying that because of this. I can analyse it opposed to when I was younger or even before, I was like, oh no, I want them to like me. I need their appraisal. I want them to say this. Or I don't even want them to say nothing negative.
Yeah.
And even if they just nod and give me an assurity, not knowing that their assurity doesn't really matter.
Doesn't mean anything.
And
It doesn't mean anything.
And the fact that they're not giving me the assurity is because they can see where I'm going to or because they're going through something themselves.
100.
But that's like you said about why do we do this stuff as humans?
Yeah.
We never know. Our own minds are so messed up. Like, it's so crazy because just focusing on stuff and the things that manifest inside your mind, like, it's so, I can't.
That's why I like. That's why.
So sorry.
That's why I like to pose everything as a question.
Aaron, that's you. Go on.
That's why I like to pose everything as a question because like as long as you have it as a question in your mind, it kind of helps with it. I believe. You know, like even when I ask myself, why do you do that? You know what I mean? It kind of, even though I might still do it, it's the fact that I still ask myself why kind of helps.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
But I think you said something just then. You said that, I haven't been to university. I'm self-taught. But that doesn't even really make any difference because I've been to university.
Yeah.
And I was still walking into a room. Like when I used to work within the NHS and I was quite senior, I would have to do lots of presentations in front of panels, etc. And I remember going up there sometimes thinking, oh my gosh, it's like, am I going to go up there and they're going to think I'm so rubbish or I can't speak or I can't do this. You have all these self-doubts, when you're going up there. And actually, I was probably more qualified than half the people that I was going,
100%.
But it didn't matter. You still have that self-doubt. Like, am I supposed to be here? Are people going to look at me and think, who's she? What is she doing here?
You understand?
Yeah. How did she get that job?
And then are they gonna say something that I'm gonna be like, you know? And you know, because if you've gone through those experiences, someone throws a big word at you, you might be able to say, what is that? But I've got to that place now. But I'm saying before there was a time where if someone said something, I act like I know what they're saying.
I used to do that, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I used to do that, but it can backfire on you, yeah.
Too many times.
Like literally, when I was younger, I met this guy one time, right? And he said to me something like, "Oh, when you come over, are you going to do the walk?" I was like, "What?" I was like,
"You're going to do what?"
I was like,
I know.
You see?
When you think about her background, you know.
You know.
How old you are? But you might still do my background. You might still not know. You
know I worked street. You know I worked, like, I didn't know these words, yeah.
What, are we cooking Chinese?
Yeah. And I remember saying to my friend, I was chatting to the guy and he said, like, when I come over, am I going to do the walk? I was like, what's that? She said, Vanessa, it means this. Yeah. And another one, someone said, are you going to come in your Jack Jones? I was like, don't be so stupid. What is that? Because I didn't know what it meant.
Yeah. You're like me. Like me. If I don't know, I don't know. It happens to be a lot. It is what it is, isn't it?
But now I just ask her, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like,
there's no shame in it. No shame in it at all.
No shame. But when you're younger, you literally...
Sometimes I tell people, stop giving me too much slang. Like, I actually say that these days.
Yeah.
But before, I'll be like, act like I know what they're saying.
Yeah.
And that can put you in a situation.
Yeah. I'd much rather ask them. But then, like, what was we talking about just now? Because it's gonna.
You got your medal.
No. It's about the things in life that would stop us from doing stuff, the inhibitions you have and everything. Mm-hmm. Despite all of that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Look at your resume. This is what I'm trying to say to you. You got a resume too. I got a resume. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to say this is another reason why I'm in awe of you, because even though there are all these things, I can actually speak to you and understand certain inhibitions you have, but your achievements speak for themselves. How do you still manifest that amount of drive? Because we're going to break down some of your stories, but you as the executive of this thing, you've run your own company, spa company, you started your own business, you run your own production company, you went from realty, everything you jumped into, you've excelled or you pushed until, you know what I mean, like you blew the balloon up as much as you could blow the balloon up. Which is some people just, I've got a balloon and they're happy, blah, 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 blah. But you want to blow the balloon up. Having that and doing that, it's not easy, you know.
Hustler spirit.
The hustle, yeah.
I think it's because if I'm genuine, I don't believe that there's any limits. Yeah, like, I don't believe there's nothing that I can't do. Like, I remember saying to a friend of mine when she was going for a job interview and she was like, I'm not going to go for it because I don't think I'm going to be any good at it. I'm like, why not? Of course you could do this job. You might not have all the qualifications, but once you go in there in that interview, you can convince them on every single point. And that's where I believe, like, if somebody showed me how to do surgery, yeah, I literally believe I could go into and do surgery. Yeah, right.
Like, you be surgery on me. But I'm going to cut you, go back in. Now, and you as well, do you think this has come from the basis of such support as a child to have that tenacity and to understand? Because I watch TV and I hear people all the time saying about believe in yourself, you can do anything. We have, you know, like the people giving self good affirmation and stuff. But it's one thing for someone to be telling you and you knowing and trying to aspire to that, but to know it within yourself and to live it and do it. And I know you do, just the way you're talking, that convictively believe in it. Do we think it comes from, where does it come from?
It comes from individual experiences. Because for me, like, you see, like, if you say, this is 5 families that had both parents in the house, and you're not going to get the same person.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not going to get bare hustlers. And then you might get people that's raised up in a family house that are just totally opposite to what she's like. Yeah. And then a lot of people that she would meet that are similar to her aspirations. She might meet a lot of people that could grow up in single parent households that have a similar ambition to her. Do you get what I'm saying? So sometimes I feel like people write off things from your start when you actually check the people at the outcome point, when you check their history, it's always very different. Everyone's got a different history. Do you know what I mean? So it's like
origins.
And I don't like that fact sometimes when they push the fact that if you had this, then you was guaranteed anything.
They always say
nothing's
that.
guaranteed.
Yeah,
nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed. What was the highest point of your NHS hospital career? You said it got bored and everything, but forget the negative. What was when you got anything? What was the height of it? Your most rewarding part of that? What was the most rewarding?
The beginning. So
why as well?
Okay, so when I got the job, I was quite young, and I kind of went for it, and I wasn't 100% sure I was going to get it, because it was managing a team, and I think I must have been roughly at that time maybe about 23, 24. I was quite young. And I was managing a team of 5 people. Well, I was going to be. So I remember when I went for the interview, and I remember I did a really good interview, and I remember leaving there thinking, I'm sure I've got this job, I've got this job. And I remember saying to my friend at the time, I haven't heard anything. Do you think I should call them? They were like, don't call them, Vanessa, don't call. And I was like, but I did such a good interview. And literally a week went by and I hadn't heard anything, yeah. And then she called me and she said, you got the job, and sorry it's taken so long. Literally, she'd been away and blah, 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 and somebody else was meant to call me, etc. But would I like the job? I was like, yes. And when I went in there, I just felt like, oh my gosh, this is like my first like major role. And I'm like managing this team. I've just come out of uni more or less. And I just felt like, and I did a really good job. I felt like I did a really good job. Well, you wanted to impress everyone around you, like the managers. You wanted to make an impact.
Let me ask you something now, going back to what we said before. Initially, when you got there, that feeling of jubilation, did you have to give any like speeches? And if you did, what was different between that time and the time later on when you was wondering, what they thinking, this? Do you understand the question I'm asking you?
So did I have to give speeches to the staff?
Yes. No, what I'm asking you, you spoke about stand up and talking. You understand what I'm talking about, right? So, and I'm thinking, what's that person thinking? What's that person thinking? And whether you're being received right or not. So I'm saying, in that initial adulations period, was that placated? Was you like, when you had to, did you have to talk at that point? And then was you even thinking that? Because you didn't know no one really as well then. So
no, in the interview, I had to do a presentation.
No, not the interview. When you first got the job, you finally got the job now, right?
Yeah.
And this is your first presentation you got to give. Not your 15th for your...
Okay,
I'm talking about the presentation, because you're still buzzing off the fact you got the job. You know what I'm saying, innit? So you're buzzing with the fact you got the job. Because when you're not buzzing no more, 15 down, you're like, I've got to see Sharon, and there's the voice behind the camera, and he thinks I talk like shit, and the wizard don't care. Do you know what I mean? You've got these things now, precondition stuff, but before that, you're buzzing. Was it different?
No, I like the first 6 months, everything I did, I was still buzzing. So whether it was a presentation, I had to do presentations at the beginning because I redesigned the team, and I had to present this new team to Reading NHS at the time. So there was a lot going on, and actually I did do well because a lot of the directors in different directorates came up to speak to me. Some of them actually said to me, we'd really like you in different roles, in different jobs within the NHS. So I knew I did a good job at the time, and we were getting results. And the team, when I first came into team, they had such a rubbish reputation.
Easy.
Yeah, no, they did. They did.
Don't call them out too much. Won't say who they were or where they were.
They weren't. They're just people would say that the team weren't very good. The work that they do wasn't very good, etc. So,
what kind of work was it?
It was sexual health. So
wow, so you're messing up people's results, giving them bad information?
No. So we actually were ensuring that the information and within the hospitals, etc., and health promotion, that all the sexual health information was correct and relevant and up to date within the NHS.
Working in sexual health, is there anything within that that's put you off? So have you seen anything or heard anything working in sexual health that put you off totally?
There's loads of things like
when I think
it was probably when I actually came to Croydon.
Yeah.
Because then I left and went to Croydon, so then I was managing a health promotion team, and it included sexual health as well, as well as general stuff.
You're seeing the statistics, aren't you?
Yeah, you saw just bare statistics that were awful. But I remember there was this one girl who had actually lost her virginity at 16 to this guy who came from overseas, and she literally had a diagnosis of HIV for her first time. Yeah, and she was young.
That's sad, man.
Yeah, I remember at the time thinking, oh my gosh.
That's sad, man.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Imagine, that's weird.
Yeah.
Wow, can't even imagine that. That's so sad.
Yeah, it is proper. So, so it was stuff like that. And you hear... Anyway, there's the stories, there's stories, but we're not even going to get into those stories. But just put this way, you hear a lot of stuff because you're working with the nurses, and you will see people that will come back to the sexual health clinic who may have had a diagnosis of gonorrhea, and they get the all clear. They don't even want to tell their partner. So then they're going back to sleep with their same partner who's given them back the same infection. They're coming back to get the thing because they don't want to tell their partner.
Wow.
But there's also stuff where people are coming back consistently. The same people are coming back consistently with different infections. So
to mix stop being nasty out there, man. Wrap your things up and clean it up and talk to your partners. Tell your partner you've done something wrong. Stop this disease carousel. And then eradicate it once and for all.
Wear a condom.
Yeah. And if you got bun, tell them you got bun doing something that you was doing wrong, innit? Wow, nasty, man.
Yeah, there's you hear some stuff, and
but it's life, though, isn't it? It's all part of life. So you've, I don't
know why I'm laughing. Yeah, it's just your face.
Yeah, my face is something to laugh at now. Thank you very much. So
keeping his beard for a roll. That's all it is.
Don't worry, you're safe. Well, this distance, you're sexually safe from here. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Did you? Let me get this right. I'm not sure if I'm right. Did you go from the band into the medical stuff?
No. So I went.
Did you go to the band after this stuff?
No. So
what did you do in the band as well?
So we didn't do much in the band yet. So
we're gonna sing. Oh, we were gonna sing. I don't know. Ding, ding, ding. No, let me stop bugging.
No. So we got this contract. Yeah. It was 3 of us. So there were 3 girls, and I was meant to be the lead singer, and we got this contract, and what actually happened is one of the girls got pregnant.
Wow.
And the other girl...
Was it using a condom?
Her partner didn't want her to do it.
No, I'm joking. Sorry.
What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry. Using a partner, go.
Yeah, her partner didn't want her to do it.
Okay.
And literally, then it was just me.
Okay.
Yeah, and we went into the studio, and we were doing this Carpenter song, We've Only Just Begun, and it was meant to
sing
be...
it, please.
No, we're not singing.
A little bit?
No.
Just a bit?
We've Only Just Begun.
No, how'd it go? How'd it go?
Thank you.
Woo! Oh my God, the voice behind the camera, they didn't want to hear that. It's a monumental episode.
See,
wait. If any of you don't saw the way the lip went up like that, I can't do it.
She has to sing it.
It was like
giving her pressure.
I can't do it. The lip went up like, I can't do it, man. But the lip went up, and it was like an Elvis Presley shaking.
What's the notes there?
Oh my God, the
You
notes
were good.
No,
You were good.
Wow.
You were good.
Wow, God, I'm sorry. Let's digress.
Put your one down.
Okay. No, God, you singing. You only just begun.
You're not distracting me. No, so we went to the
I want to
studio.
sing that again, though. I really do.
We went to the studio to sing that song, but to a jungle track. So it was jungle. So you have that bit first, and then come selector. And then the jungle bit came in. Da-da-da. So anyway, I was singing, and this is my first time properly in the studio. And this is what I talk about, imposter syndrome, yeah. Mm-hmm. When the guy said to me, Vanessa, I was like, yeah, you're not singing in tune. Yeah. I'm like, what? No one's ever said that to me before. Yeah. Like, you know, I've done all these performances. I have the guy saying, yes, Vanessa, da-da-da. No one's ever said that to me before. Yeah. And all the self-doubt crept in. All the like, oh, do you know what? Maybe I'm not good. Maybe I'm not good. Maybe I'm really rubbish. Maybe he can actually see. All the doubt. Now, rather than me being like, it's the first time you've ever been in the studio, you don't even know what to be doing. Exactly. You've only just all my confidence just went. So when my friend got pregnant and then my other friend said that her boyfriend didn't want to do it, I then got an offer to go to university, the first one in my family to go. And I made the decision to go to uni. They said I could stay and just me do it. They're happy for me to stay under contract and they will work with me, blah, blah, blah. But because of that self-doubt in my head, I was literally like, I went to uni and I was like, you know, I can come back to this. But really and truly, if I'm 100% honest, it was because that self-doubt crept in that I walked away and went to uni.
Do you regret that?
All the time.
Why?
Because I see, like, the kind of person I am, I should say, that now the person I am now, that I know that whatever I put my mind to, I can achieve. But at the time, I wasn't really, I wasn't like that. I was young.
Would you have got to this point if you made that decision then?
I feel that if I'd stayed, yeah.
Would you be who you are today?
I would have been doing something else.
Would you be who you are today is the question I asked.
I probably wouldn't be. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't be. But you know.
Are you happy with who you are today?
I am happy with who I am today. But you know, you've got those different roads.
Yeah.
It would have just been a different road. You would have asked me when I've gotten to the end of the road, being a different person. Yeah. Are you happy with who you are? I wouldn't have known this road, so I would have been happy with that road.
But you know what the beautiful thing is, though, yeah. The very beautiful thing is that is beautiful things plural. Beautiful things plural are you got talent. You got time, you're still doing stuff.
I agree.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on, I'm a poet. You got talent, you got time, you got tenacity. Yeah. Hold on a minute. There we go. The real Vanessa Cruickshank, talent, time and tenacity. And the thing is, you just said it yourself. She said if she knew then that she put her mind to something, she could do it, she would have done that. Yeah, that's what you said, didn't it? So therefore, if you put your mind to doing it now, what's the outcome?
Same thing.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
So where does the problem lie? I don't understand.
No, there's no problem.
I'm not saying this, but that's it. So it's just like, what do you want?
Like,
what do you want?
Our purpose, we're pushed into our purpose.
Yeah.
So sometimes when we push into our purpose drives us to be someone that can do anything. But like if we chose it as an option as first, like door number 1, we wouldn't have door number 2, number 3, number 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God! That's it. If there was a button in my show where I could press a button and balloons and shit will fall down for this guy, because he's always saying stuff. That's the most poignant thing that you said for me, but you say loads of poignant stuff. But I said, right now, that's just hit me right in the... Wow!
Yeah,
can you say it again, please? Can you say it again, please? No, that was fucking... Excuse my word. Yeah. That was poetic. I'm sorry, V, like, because he's winding up a lot. That... Because I'm just thinking of how it works. I'm sorry. That's beautiful.
No, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's a truth.
Another toast, yeah?
Another toast.
No, definitely another toast. Can I put my glass up this time?
Yes, you
can.
Yeah. You're part of
No. Listen, hold on. The toast is to whatever you're going through in life, however bad or good it is, actually, because you didn't went through door number 1, you get prepared to go through the door you're supposed to go through. And when you go through that door, you're going to be ready. Yeah. That's what that is.
And then when you wait for the other doors, you got all those doors on the option.
Yeah, you have the keys to the city.
To all of them, yeah.
All the doors.
So
hear that?
When you got door number 1, it's just door number 1.
Salute!
You know what I mean?
To you, voice by the camera.
But yeah, I don't think we should regret anything in that.
No, and I agree with you, but no, they were at that time.
You used to be a singer, and then you might have got signed to R. Kelly them days.
Look, see, that's the usual guy I'm with. That's the guy I'm usually with.
Understands
Yeah, no, it was good, but that's the usual.
Yeah, I'm just saying that if we think about the timings of it all, yeah, you might have something to seem like you.
Yeah.
So after the singing and the thing, so tell me, how did you because you're not married now, are you?
No.
So you did mention having a fiance and having foster children.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that, please.
Okay, so that's quite a few years down the track.
All right, do you want to build it up how you build it up, or do you want to? It's up to you.
It's you guys' show. You tell me what you want.
Okay, I just did, darling.
At the same time, it's not a biography. So,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
so
Like,
yeah.
it's
So
content.
tell me because I'm interested about stuff I don't know about. I don't know about everything. So I'm really interested about how you got to be with having the spa business, the foster kids, and the fiance. And I want to move into your acting career because me and you're both actors, and I really want to talk about your acting career because you've done some really good roles, and I think you're an amazing actor. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go far. I can't always act with you. But yeah, anyway, the husband and the kids.
Okay, so I left the NHS. I have to do that bit. So I left the NHS and I became a consultant. So I got kind of, I guess you could say, headhunted from a different trust, and they brought me
Sorry, guys, I know.
No, you're cool.
What was your breaking point at the NHS?
What was my
breaking point? What was your straw that broke the camel's back?
Do you know what? It was. They didn't do anything. They were really good to me, actually.
No, what was your breaking
No,
point?
hang on.
Not them.
No, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to say. It was just I was so mentally bored.
There you go.
Yeah. It was just I wasn't doing anything I loved. Yeah. And it wasn't that the job wasn't good. It was a good job. Yeah, and lots of people would do that job and find it interesting, etc. But I didn't find it interesting. And my point that I left is, and my notice, is I was at this children and young people strategic conference, yeah? And everyone was there, the chief exec was there, everybody was mingling, and all everybody could talk about was their jobs and their roles. But that's what they're meant to be talking about, yeah? I wanted to talk about anything other than my job and my role, and I was so bored, and I looked at all these people talking about all this stuff, and I just thought to myself, what am I doing here? I don't belong here. I just thought, I don't belong here, I'm not enjoying it, I want to leave. And my boss was talking to someone, and I remember going up to him and just saying to him, do you mind if you come to my office next week? I've got something that I want to tell you. Because this was towards the end of the week when I said this. And he was like, oh, it sounds serious. And I said, yeah, it is. Because at that point, I knew I didn't care that I didn't have a job to go to. I was handing in my notice and I was leaving. And that's what I did.
Do you remember what just gave you that?
It was literally that conference.
One day, was it one day? Yeah, that conference.
It was that I kind of knew I wasn't happy before because there were days when I would think about what excuses could I use, to be sick. Yeah, without having to bring a sick note in. You know when you start, like you could do this for this amount for 5 days without needing a sick note, and then. You all this stuff.
The technicals,
and it gets really bad. When it gets to that, it's really bad.
And what would I do? I would sit in my garden reading a book. It's not like I would go out and I'm shopping and I'm reading.
That's pleasure as well.
No, but you just didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
You just didn't want to be at the job.
Yeah.
I can totally understand you, and I don't know whether that's the creative in you or just the fact you didn't want to be in that particular job at the time, because like I've been through it. I know you guys feel me on this one as well. Being in something you're not supposed to be in, or you're not happy.
That's what driven me to do what I did.
Yeah, but there's only few that will go out on the savannah and say, do you know what?
Yeah.
Throw caution to the wind, throw everything up in the air, and try and see what's out there in that desert, in the wilderness. Jesus, 40 days, 40 nights. That's your power, because people will sit in their jobs and they're killing themselves.
Oh my gosh,
people are dying in their jobs right now,
I know.
and they're taking it out on their partners or they're taking it out on themselves, and they're dying. But all they have to do is just jump out. But
it is scary, and that's just it. It's a bit that, and that's.
There's nothing to be scared of.
Anyone that's still in their job, I can understand that they're scared, especially when you've got bills to pay. I had a mortgage. My parents told me, and my mum in particular said to me, "How can you leave a decent job like that? What about your mortgage? You've only just got, what are you going to be doing?" And I just remember said to my mum, I'll be fine. I'm not worried. I will be fine. And basically, then what happened is, I worked in Croydon, but it's part of the South West London Trust. So everyone began to hear that I'd handed my notice and that I was leaving. So what happened is you had people began to talk to each other and started to approach me on a one-to-one, and say, if you're leaving Croydon, how about coming here and doing what you've done at Croydon, but on a consultant basis, and you can pick how many days you want to work and how much you want to be paid. Yeah. And I'm like,
oh shit, this sounds good.
I can do my job, get paid more than I was getting paid.
Less days?
Yeah, less days. Yeah. And then it gave me the freedom to explore stuff, because then I was beginning to think about property.
So, you took it? Did you take it?
I took it.
Yeah.
Of course, it's like she was at the door anyways. It's like, where you going? You just want some money. You want some money, where you going?
And it was perfect because
Perfect,
I think I took a little bit of time off and just chilled out and relaxed a little bit, and then I kind of started. No, do you know what?
What's going on with that side?
They were cool, actually. They were cool. There used to be this thing called demand and capacity, yeah. And at the time, I was the only person who had done this project for the Department of Health, so within my borough. And so everybody wanted it done within the hospitals. So that's why they were paying my service to come in and do this demand and capacity stuff.
You already got a good reputation from over there. They're like, look, we wanted her for ages, but she's leaving now.
Yeah, so it was good. It was good.
The little birdie told me something, man.
Yeah.
Did someone come and meet you in a park? You know, we're gonna offer you double your salary.
If someone wants to say hello to you, is that right?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, we're doing live call-ins. Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
You're on live. Like Vanessa can hear you. Everyone can hear you. Yeah.
Hello?
Lawrence Coke. What are you going to say to Vanessa?
Hey, Mr. Coke.
Hey, Vanessa, how you doing?
I'm good, darling. How are you?
I'm very good. Congratulations on your recent play, by the way.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Oh, easy. What play's that?
Excellent work.
Shut up, you.
Oh, did you see it? Have you seen it?
Unfortunately, I haven't had the opportunity to come and see it yet, but I have had the opportunity to read it.
Okay, and it's good. Oh, because you wrote it, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I didn't know that. So when are we going to do Over the Hedge again? All three of us.
When fortune permits and sort of like when it's really safe to do so.
All right, we love you, Lawrence. You've what's it word? Kamikazed into this episode, so I'm gonna let you go now. I love you, bro. Later.
Thank you, Lawrence. Take care, darling.
I'll talk to you soon, Vanessa.
All right, honey. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, later. That's my man, Lawrence Coke, director.
There's a lot of criminal
Good guy.
names.
Good guy.
Criminal names.
Got name? Lawrence Coke. Lawrence Coke's a G, man. It's my G.
Cruickshank and Coke.
Vanessa, you're gonna love that. Look, Vanessa Cruickshank and Lawrence Coke.
No.
What's
You're a bad man. You're like,
Listen, this is the tease I get at school, you know. Cruickshank, crook. No.
Crook and
but
shank.
everybody now is like, your name's so bad.
Yeah.
You've got an actress named Vanessa Cruickshank. I love my name.
Your name's cold.
So you should.
It's so cold, yeah. That you could.
Cold.
That could be a villain's name. You know, like
Most definitely.
Cruickshank.
No, the real Vanessa Cruickshank.
Yeah.
I don't like how you lot are
Vanessa
saying it
Cruickshank.
now, innit? Like, that bit.
She's a crook with the shank.
Who done it? Was Vanessa Cruickshank? No, I can't say. Who done it? Was it Vanessa Cruickshank? Nah. It was the real Vanessa Cruickshank.
If there was a drill rapper called Cruickshank,
The Cruickshank with them? No, you can't.
no, Cruickshank. He's a crook and he's got a shank.
You know, I'm sorry, but
and you got Lawrence Coke. So, like, what was Cruickshank?
Lawrence Coke. No, Lawrence Coke's a bad man. Listen, I want to ask a question.
That's how she started her business with Lawrence Coke, you know?
Lawrence Coke helped her start the business, though. Anyway, don't mind him.
I'm
Digression.
joking. It was a joke. It was good. It was a good joke.
You see, you see that what happened though, right? See that what happened? That's such a beautiful thing. That's what happens.
I've lost.
No, don't worry. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna be no. Listen, don't worry. I do that. Listen, but you see what happens? This is what happens. It's such a beautiful thing because like in the moment of you deciding that you've had enough of this job, you're not going to do this, and you had the faith within yourself to get on with it, and your mum asks you whatever, I don't know, I'm going to get on with it. The reluctancy to go to work and the desire to do what you wanted to do and to still be independent was in you. The tenacity to know you can make it was in you, and because of that. Because it's like, she took the leap of faith, you landed on your feet because you got the consultancy stuff. Yeah. And in life, things like this happen. Just on the other side of that,
and when you're good at what you do as well, that's a good testimony of that. Like that people won't want you, they don't...
To know your worth, you know your worth as well in businesses as well. Like if you hadn't made that jump, they would have happily kept you there in that role, paying you that money. But there's something to be said, that's what I'm saying for that. Faith within yourself, you guys as well, with that leap of faith, just to go and do what you want to do, irrespective of what anyone else around saying to you, which you've spoken about as well, and just knowing no matter what happens, you'll weather the storm and make it happen. That just having the faith to do that is something that people around the world that are in possession of all the numbers to win. Just haven't got, so they don't win, so they stay in that job. Do you know what I'm saying? And the people that probably be like Van Goghs and this and that's the one thing that they're not just seriously. That's making other people look so great because these people are hiding behind their jobs and they don't want to come out of it, or there's certain fears and stuff. So to see someone who can come out of it and do it and achieve and do it so many different times as well, it's not only refreshing. But it's like after, like, I don't take my hat off again because my head's a bit like, but you know what I'm saying? Take my hat off, so it's a bit cool. That's what I else to do for my guests. But no, it's nice. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%.
And you're still going. It's still going.
What's your most enjoyed role and position?
What I'm doing now.
When you say what your writing was?
My actual acting. I love being on stage. I love being behind the camera and acting. I feel like I'm at home. Like there's certain things that you do that you could cry about. And it's not crying because you're upset, but crying because you're actually proper happy, proper emotional, proper feeling it. And it's the acting, it's the performing, I love it. I felt like I come home. And I wished that I... you said don't have any regrets, and I don't have regrets from that point of view. I just know that if I'd stuck at it, I would never have allowed myself not to have got far.
Why'd you say that?
Yeah, because I would have pushed myself if I'd stuck at it at that point.
I feel like...
I know what you're going to say.
I'm just saying, it's the in-betweens of our careers that change sometimes our direction. So I'm not saying that it's not like sometimes we go on like, if I was in that career, everything would just been straight. But you got to remember,
and I know it wouldn't have been straight. I know.
It's just the personal life that plays a big part of it as well. So you could have done it career-wise. You could have gone clear career-wise. You could have done everything perfect career-wise. But would the personal life have matched?
No, probably not necessarily. I wouldn't have got the life lessons that I've got now. And
that's what I think sometimes we don't consider when we speak.
No, and you know what? No, I love the life lessons. So don't get me wrong. I just
that we have to get them as well.
Yeah, I just sometimes wish that I had done things differently. I love acting so much. I feel like I wish that I had absorbed every bit of my time in it.
You know the wickedest thing is, like, because we don't know what it's like to have done that because you didn't and you done what you're doing, which defines you, which is he's saying, you'll never know. You might have been there, and like he said, for one of a better thing, you could have been with a freaking R. Kelly and your life could be ruined right now along that journey. So it's just, everything is just, it's all, I don't know what the right words, but it's all relative to each individual's life. And I can't say that the cosmos brings you to the place it's supposed to bring you when it's supposed to bring you there, because I don't know that. Yeah, do you get what I'm saying?
I believe
I'm
that.
saying it is that. Like, it is what it is right now. But and what you know, sorry, so let me just finish what I'm saying. You could go in, I'm writing. There was years I used to say to myself, I wish I knew, if I knew back then what I know right now. I used to keep saying that to myself. And then one day I said to myself, I know what I know now, innit? So it's up to me to either implement this shit or not. And that's it. Go on, big man.
I was just saying, sometimes you play it down, but you're a man that actually did do certain amount of acting and go to LA and certain things, yeah? So, like, again, you get to give the people feedback on You know, like, because when we're sitting here in London, and you know, like, they can always make everything paint the picture from a certain angle. Do you know what I'm saying? And as much as you might have got a good role and this one, but it's like it's the consistency of what the real life is like being in them places as well. Like, and really going head first, because like you went head first into, you know what I'm saying? So you know what's that.
I banged my head.
No, you bang your head, but a lot of people bang their head, but it don't look like they bang their head. You know what I'm saying to you? So it's just like, it's just for people of experience to speak. Do you know what I mean? Because as well, like, both of you got the experience, so, and you both got intense experience. But I always say, we always want everything that we want young is due to the industry wanting us young. Yeah. Because if they get us young, they can manipulate us young. You know what I'm saying? The reason why
he's done another one, but I'm not gonna give him the same but he's done another one. Say that again,
no,
please.
I like that.
Please say that again.
The reason why they want us young is
they say say that again.
Yeah,
people at home listen.
Said it. Yeah, but
no, what did he say?
The industry want you young so they can manipulate you young.
Yeah, and everything we want is something. The stuff they show us only trips to young people because we don't know no better. That's what you kind of said, but I don't know how you said it. But that's what you said.
That's my point. But when you get into a certain area of it and you know it, like now, you'd be surprised you can become a Tyler Perry within 5 years to 10 years because of how the world is now. But again, they're trying to still make you feel like you're finished at a certain age for their own reasons, for their own system, for their own. But by that age, you actually got the right knowledge. So the people that are trying to sign you are in their 50s and 60s. But you're supposed to feel like the reason why they're trying to sign you at that point is because they got the knowledge. But that's why they're scared of you having the knowledge, because you can do it on your own. That's why you need to go and... Why do you sign a contract? What for?
So you have to go for
not all contracts have money.
Things. Yes, this is life, man.
So why do people sign contracts then?
I don't know about that. Why do people sign contracts? You want to say about that? You know about contracts?
Yeah, but you sign contracts so that you can get people to stick to agreements and you can tie them in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wankers.
So if you sign an agreement,
wankers.
It's like, again, a lot of things that you can, like she said, she went to the company and said, I'm going to bring my production team myself. She's going to get all of this stuff herself, and they said, just make sure you put it on, right?
Yeah. I wanted to ask you about the role. Do you know that this young lady? I haven't had the pleasure of seeing it. We're going to talk about just a couple of bits of acting. Not sure what we're doing, how we're looking for time right now. But there's a role she played of a Bristolian slave. I want to say 1867, and it was filmed in 1867 in Bristol, but in 1867 and in the modern
time. Yeah.
Please talk to us about that role and just elaborate, because I don't know much about it.
So it was a BBC role, and basically it was. So there's a lady called Dina, who was
the real person.
Yeah. So she was taken, brought to this country by some slave owners, and they kept her here as a servant in this country, and she didn't want to be here and she ran away, and she met this family who told her that in this country you don't have to be anyone's slave if you don't want to. You can take them to court. So she took her slave masters to court because they were going to send her to the Caribbean to work on the plantation. She took them to court. She won her case, and she got to stay in this country, and she wasn't a slave anymore, basically.
Well,
she won her freedom.
She only had one name?
Dina. They called her Dina Black because no one knows her actual surname. But
have you heard of that story?
Yeah, but it's a true story. You type in Dina, or you type in Dina Black Bristol, it all comes up. So I played her.
Can you
find that?
Huh?
Can we still find it?
Yeah. You type in Dina.
BBC.
iPlayer, yeah.
Yeah.
BBC.
Come on. You look familiar anyway. When I saw your face, I was like, I'm seeing you in something. I've seen your face around or in something.
Yeah, is that life imitating art though?
Maybe, but maybe.
No, do you hear it? Do you hear the story? Like the tenacity of the slave, that she refused and she got her own thing here. Life imitating art. No?
She did, and the other
tenacity, no.
Yeah, she lived her life out.
Her tenacity and the lady's tenacity.
But she was never a slave.
But she's like, for me, like let me put it in perspective. You're a black woman in the 21st century, huh? Like, 21st century, aspiring to be whatever you want to be in a business world. You talk about being in the NHS, being in any corporate world, you know how it is. Being in property, being in the spa business, being in the acting business as well. Is it not hard? You might not be a conventional slave, but we're all slaves to something anyway. If you think you're not you're stupid. Yeah.
See, look, this is the guy that told me go easy.
Yeah, but
Anyway, go on, finish.
But is it not life imitating art? That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying the comparison. If somebody in those days, and I don't know, when he comes back, we talk about that, could fight when, like, it's like fight female, black people are being made slaves and everything. You've come here, you've fought, and you've managed to win your case. You've fought a lot of battles and you've won. I'm just saying life imitating art as in the tenacity of the two characters.
Okay, yeah.
It's like maybe vaguely, maybe I'm grasping at straws and stuff.
Yeah, I hear.
I'm sure like, some comparisons, no?
I hear where you're coming
when
from.
When they picture the
that,
fieriness inside you.
But I never really thought about it like that.
Okay, yeah. Different eyes, different perspective.
But it was a great part to play.
Yeah, that's what I'm coming to next.
It was a great part to play, and
why?
And I enjoyed it. Do you know what
I've seen some of the clothing and I've seen how you moved around and I can just imagine running through the streets of Bristol.
Because I thought that I liked the writer and I liked the fact that he was mixing it with the modern day, everything that happened in Bristol, you know, and with the statue of Coltrane.
The one that got from in the river.
Yeah, so he mixed real footage with and roads and stuff and what they mean now today in Bristol and what they meant back then. They were so he mixed all of it. Really good writer, and so it was a great play to kind of, and it was like a major production. You know, I'd gone up to Bristol to film it, so it was like.
Nice, I love it. Them jobs are good, isn't it?
Yeah, so it was a good job. I remember like when it was raining and all of a sudden the umbrellas went over my head.
Yeah, love that.
And I was like, what?
Love
we don't want you to get wet. I was like,
love that.
Okay.
Love that.
I was like, okay.
Love that.
Good.
Love
that. So it was like, all those bits were quite nice. But it was, but I also knew that I was doing a good part as well. It was a good part and it was quite exciting to do. And I felt proud. It's like I said to all my family, I could say to my grandma, watch it at this time, it's coming on. And she was like, oh, I saw you.
Come on.
It's like, so it was all good,
Have you done any roles that you can't show to grandma?
No.
You see the fact of you playing a positive black role as well? Because you know, like back then, like there's a lot of stuff. There's Harriet Tubman. There's a lot of positive ones, but then you got like 12 Years a Slave, where we're asked for our leading lady. She's really getting like abused for the whole thing. Not that it was a pretty thing, like slavery, but she's getting abused. She's getting raped. And all that stuff. Was you happy playing like because this is a positive role? If you're fighting and winning back then, it's a positive. How did you feel about that? Like playing a positive black role now, like in relation to slavery as well, in connection to slavery as well.
Yeah, because it was a positive story. Because I did think because before I knew all about it, I did really want to read the script because I did think you get so many black people just playing slaves and etc. But when I actually read about the woman and what she did, etc., I felt like actually it's still quite a strong character. It's still, you know, I can still be quite proud of the role that I played and tell people, this is who I played. So I felt quite proud about that. So I enjoyed it.
Good.
Make sure you give us some of the
arts.
The
footage of it.
The titles before you leave.
I will.
Yeah. So, I know this lady's a playwright. I want to ask about the play as well. You know, writing this, what was your inspiration, or what drove you to write this? How did it feel writing it?
And how did you go from actor to writer?
I think
sorry, nice question. Sorry.
I think.
It's not the same thing, you know what I mean? I was like, we were talking about the acting side. So
I jumped all the way. I jump. You know what I mean?
No, it's so good.
I think I'm just a creative person in general, so I've got ideas in me. I've always, you know, you watch a movie. I can watch a movie. And I get on people's nerves because I can tell the ending by about the first 5 minutes in it. I'm literally
That means you can't watch a movie. That's what I call it. Like, for people like us, we can't even watch movies. I get shocked like we're supposed to. I'm like, I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, and I'm literally like that. I literally like, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. I can visualise how I want something to be, and I wrote this play. So this play's about domestic violence.
Yes.
And it's called Within These Four Walls.
Yes.
And it was a story of a woman who meets this guy, falls in love with him, and it's the cycle of abuse that happens. And the play's going to come back on, so I'm not going to tell you I don't want to tell you the ending because there's a twist in it.
But it's something that's going on out there in the world a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
And it is. And I used to work in a domestic violence refuge.
Okay.
So in between all the stuff that I've done, for a year, I worked in a refuge with women who had been fleeing from a partner who had been abusing them. And so I met all types of women from every kind of walk of life. So it's not just what you think. I've met doctors, lawyers, down to single mothers. So all these people living under one roof together. And what people don't realise is that to flee a partner, people's like, you're brave. Because you're leaving everything you know and coming to live in this refuge that it's one room with your child, that you're just up in everything. You can't contact your family. Nobody can know where you are because you don't know if your partner is following your mum, following your sister, watching where they're going to see where you are. So you're not allowed to contact anybody. You literally have to cut yourself off. Yeah.
How long?
This is for as long as it takes.
For as long as you need to,
No, I'm just asking.
It's horrible, man.
For as
long as it takes, man. You know, like,
as long as it takes for what?
Like, what I'm saying is, like, imagine, like, this stuff sickens me to my soul as well. Yeah. Imagine you got, like, this is my interpretation of it, right? You got a baby father who's beaten, whatever. For you to leave your house anyway, it's a problem. But you have to leave for as long as whatever person it is, where that person is, goes or whatever, or can no longer do anything to you, or you can go and get a house somewhere else, because that person's not going to let you live. They will literally make your life. It's just fucked, bruv. It's so fucked. And then all that that's doing it, bum fire on you, mate. Yeah, serious, man. Bum fire on you. It's horrible. It's horrible. You can elaborate and talk about, you know, like it's like some people, they don't let go and they're not happy unless they're making someone else's life a misery. Like a lot of people's lives that have been like that. Yeah, it's horrible. It's like some people just can't live their own life.
They can't talk to men. That's
they can't talk to men. They can't. And they don't live their own life.
When you see those kind of guys, you think she's running from me.
But you won't know. You won't know because when they're out.
I remember.
It's horrible,
I remember
man.
in this unit that I was working on. There's this woman, and she was fierce. She was the biggest woman I've ever seen. Yeah, but she was so fierce and feisty and everything. And I was thinking, somebody was able to like literally I couldn't believe it because she was so fierce and scary. But this is what I'm saying, it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. Because there's you, and you probably see the man that end up doing whatever, and you're probably literally like him. But it's not that. It's about instilling this fear into you.
But it's like there's different kinds of abuse as well.
Yeah, because it's not all about physical.
It's not physical. It's psychological. It's mental. It's horrible.
It's making you feel that. And I know some people that have been in situations like this, but they don't even realise that they're actually in an abusive situation where the man is controlling stuff, telling you can't do this, telling you that you shouldn't be doing that or you shouldn't be saying that, choosing your clothes. Being in control of the money is abuse, where you can't do anything without your man giving you the money to be able to go to the shop, go out with your friends. If your man doesn't give you any money, you can't do nothing. You're stuck in that house. You have to ask him.
But there's different.
No, but it's different because.
Go on, I want to say something as well. But go on. I don't like none of this stuff. There's different abuse as well. Like me, I've been in an abusive relationship. I never thought it could happen to me. I was abused. I'll tell you that 150%.
You know what?
Yeah, you'd be surprised. I was abused, mate.
Was gonna be,
and I haven't even really addressed it. This isn't the only reason I'm talking so passionately about it. But it's one of the reasons. You know what I'm saying? But there's different kinds of abuse. There's abuse where, imagine if you love someone, and you're waiting for them to come home, and they come home, or they're coming home, you made them a dinner and everything. You said, here's the dinner. They're like, push it away. That's fucking abuse, cuz. Not like just pouring shit on every good thing you do. That's abuse as well.
It is.
It's a psychological thing.
Well, so what if their food's nasty and you don't eat?
No, but I'm talking about, okay, maybe the woman gets dressed and everything. She looks fantastic. Do I look nice? Oh yeah, you look alright. It doesn't matter what scenario you put it in. That lack of attention. I feel like there's different degrees of abuse.
Abuse has been given a lot more fuel over the last 10.
Yeah, because I think it's a little bit more nuanced than that, though.
Is there a refuge for men?
Yes, there is.
Is there?
Yeah.
Of course, why not?
Yeah. Can I just say,
For men being abused?
Yes, why not?
In relationships?
Yeah.
Why not? You're laughing. Are you serious?
I'm not laughing.
There
I'm
were
not even
7
on the camera. What are you talking about?
Mr.
No, but
Man
it's okay
behind the
to be-
camera.
yeah.
Mr. Man behind the
for
camera.
Real. It's for real. You're laughing. So you're laughing. You're a wanker. No, it's serious.
I'm definitely a wanker.
Yeah, cool.
No,
I'm
don't
glad
get
you know
twisted,
it.
yeah. I'm sorry.
It's real. It's real out here for some
No,
people.
but
It's real
I
out
was
here.
saying that like
No.
to go to fight
Someone
a
getting
point for,
fucked up by their
I was
missus.
about to fight a point for men, and then you start saying,
No, some
there is.
people are getting battered by their missus, battered by their missus because of aggression is something. It doesn't have to be like she could beat you up if she had the right mindset and you had the wrong mindset. It's as simple as that. When she starts taking stuff to you,
Because when she's hitting you,
And you don't hit women
you're not
back.
going to be hitting her back because you don't want to hurt her, etc. But
Then what happens is worse.
737 men had contacted domestic violence hotline and were fleeing from their partners.
Can we say
Up
that again?
to
The number, please?
737 men, and that was up to I think March 2020, if I've got my figures right, and 1.6. Hang on, 1.6 million women though.
1.6 million women. But I think
and 737 men.
All this stuff like
737.
Yeah.
That's a low number.
all this, but then
Yeah, but it's still a significant
compared
amount
to
because you no, but
aliens.
that is that's only the men that have come forward. You've got to, that's the bit that you've got to remember.
Doesn't come forward 'cause that's people that you be laughing.
Yeah, because you'll be shamed.
No, I'm not-
Think
listen.
about what is a man. A man looks at themselves as like masculine.
I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you.
Masculine, you know, they're able to take care of the woman,
No,
etc.
please,
No,
no,
hang on,
Vanessa.
wait,
Okay,
stop.
go on.
So, why are they going to want to come forward to say, yeah, my woman's been mentally abusing me? Because they don't feel like a man.
Demasculate them.
Yeah, and other people are going to be looking at them and saying, are you let your woman... But
That's what I was interrupting.
yeah, and people will be laughing at but look upon her. No.
Yeah.
So
And hang on, the 1.6 million women, there are more women, but they don't come forward. Those are only the people that have come forward. There are loads of people who are behind closed doors and who are not telling their story, not coming forward, because number one, they've got children and they might not want to leave. Number two, because they're scared. You know, think about when I did the play, this woman came up to me afterwards and she was crying and she said to me, thank you so much for putting this play on. I think, I can't tell you the end bit just in case you haven't seen the play, but she said, thank you so much. And she said that my partner used to tell me, think about what you say before you speak to me. And then she'd be open her mouth to talk. He said, stop. Think about it. Before you open your mouth, think about what you say. And she developed a stutter. She was so scared to talk because if she said the wrong thing, it would have resulted in her getting proper. Yeah, she couldn't speak. She went to the doctors and she was stuttering. Only when she left that man did her voice come back and was she able to talk.
Of course, because you're just about negative energy all the time. Right? It's a negative ass nigga. But if someone wants to beat someone for their speaking, there's a lot of people with that. He's got a lot of problems in his head. So for you to try to explain why you should even have the right thing to say when someone's beating you, you got to realize that we do have common sense as well. So when we go against the grain, because we love to go against the grain, and it's never discussed. You know, like everyone. You know, like I'm saying that. Let's say for our generation, in terms of like people that grew up in the let's say 70s, 80s, 90s. Yeah, there's a lot of a narrative. Women like bad boys. You know what I'm saying? There's things like these narratives that really held a lot of they still hold some sort of weight. Do you know what I'm saying? To the point where people went with a nice guy, a certain nice guys in the back. You know what I'm saying? From back in the day till now, they will be overlooked because he's just not what they like. You understand what I'm saying?
My thing is, no one should put their hand on no one. I don't give a shit.
I believe
I know what
that.
you're saying. No matter how nice, if he's a bad man, if he's like, shut up, Scarlett, sit down, but don't beat her up, man. Come on.
You know the man that was being I'm not saying all. I'm just saying the fact that narrative existed hurt a lot of people.
What narrative?
The narrative
The
of
nice guys.
the narrative of the nice guy is not really my type. I like a guy that's like this.
But I'm not that.
Yeah, but hang on
I
a
didn't
second.
say
No.
any of you. I'm not
I hear
putting
you.
anyone as an
No, because
individual.
I know people
I'm
that would
just
be
saying
like
it's a
they want a
narrative
bad
that-
guy,
yeah.
but they don't want a bad guy that's going to brock them up in their head and
But that's
knock
a bad-
them out. No, but that's not what they're referring
No,
to.
I get what you're
Yeah.
saying. I'm saying, but it's confusing translation.
No, it's not.
No one's ever said.
No, I don't
No
agree.
one's ever named the bad
with
man that they
Vanessa.
want.
Mr. Man behind the camera, I don't agree.
Yeah, but I'm
with
saying.
Vanessa on this one.
No, but let's talk then.
No,
one ever named the bad man that they wanted and never
Yeah.
said this is the criteria I
yeah,
want.
but you okay. So when we were younger, we would date guys that lived in Harlesden, for example.
Bad
yeah,
man.
because they were a little bit more
You
coarser.
still like bad man. This is why you're fighting for them.
No, stop. right. But nobody was there.
Love you. You're the best. Yeah.
But nobody was literally like, I want to go out with someone from Harlesden because I think they're gonna punch me in my face,
That was
and I'm
part of
gonna
the
knock.
Harlesden
No, it
application.
wasn't.
It is.
Yo, no, it wasn't. I had a boyfriend from Harlesden when I was younger,
There you go.
and believe me, yeah,
You met him in
that
the dance.
kind of. No,
Where did you meet him?
I don't know. I can't remember. Right.
You met him in the dance.
I think I met him at a fun fair.
dance.
No, a fun fair.
With the dance.
Listen,
Connected
I was
to-
young. We didn't go to dances. I wasn't
Vanessa,
allowed.
Stonebridge Park.
By the time the
Vanessa,
dance started, I had
Vanessa.
to be home.
All
Vanessa,
dayers.
Vanessa,
All
Vanessa.
dayers, Vanessa.
What was the most?
Oh
Like,
yeah, all day.
What was the most?
What do you not put in this drink?
Truth. That's how we put in that drink. Put some truth in there.
What what was the most trying part about writing and putting this play on?
I'd never written a play in my life, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be any good. So I wrote it, and I knew, okay, I've got an idea, and I think it's good. But when you've never written anything, you've read scripts, obviously, because you act, so you read scripts, and you have an idea about how it should look, how it should be structured. But you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you do it.
So I wrote it, and then I gave it to my cousin to read. And she came back to me and she said, oh my gosh. She said, this is good.
She's feeling
She's
it, yeah?
really good, yeah. And I was like, yeah. She goes, but make it a bit longer. So I was like, so I added a few more scenes in it.
Is there a man in it?
Yeah.
A protagonist, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Why wasn't it me? Why wasn't it me?
Because there's a reason, like, so
I'm just messing with you.
yeah, no. Do you know what? The relationship was between a black woman and a white guy.
Okay.
Yeah? And I specifically
Well, I didn't even thought
wanted.
of that narrative before.
No, I wanted it to be.
See? You can't even
that-
get the job with
that
our
way.
own people. You see what I'm saying?
What?
We can't even get the job with our own people.
Get
Listen,
the job with our own people.
listen, Mr. Man behind the camera. You let me finish the bat. What you?
Tell him, talk to him, get him.
Still
get him.
can't get the job.
Stop.
You know what I mean? It's still not
Yeah.
for us, you know?
Yeah, go on, B.
Anyway.
Go on,
Right.
You're doing the right thing. You're doing the right thing. You're doing
Yeah.
the right thing.
No, the actual issue was like
I love
I
it, though.
wanted it to be that kind of way because there's people coming to see the play from every different culture, and what I didn't want it to be a black thing. I didn't want people to be like, people
Good,
already
yeah,
have an issue
yeah.
around black men being aggressive,
Yeah,
etc.
yeah,
But this
yeah.
isn't a black issue,
Good, nice.
and people who would be watching it would
Nice.
be watching it and be like, oh yeah, but black men are quite
Good,
aggressive.
nice
Black
twist,
men are
nice
meant
twist, love the
and
twist.
they're not. It's not about that. It's about the actual abuse. And I wanted people to not go in there thinking this is a black issue or a white issue.
Yeah, mixing it.
I
Definitely
thought
did
I
that.
mixed. That was why
Beautiful.
I did that. It
Beautiful.
was specific around that.
That is very well. That's very calculated. Very
Yeah,
well, very
so,
well
and
done.
that was why. Because come on, I know black men that would have been able to play that part and play it good. Yeah, but the
was waiting for you to say something
narrative,
silly then.
no, the narrative that they would have had to give, so the language and the such, they're coming across as proper aggressive
Yeah.
in that. I didn't want that.
Animals.
Yeah,
Because they are animals. Abusers are animals.
But
They're
people
animals.
who'd have been watching it, because we had a diverse amount of people came to watch the play. I didn't want anyone being there and watching it and also disassociating themselves because they're watching a black family on stage and it's nothing really to do with me.
That's how they always say.
Yeah, you know, nothing to really do with me. I didn't want that. I wanted it so nobody's thinking about that. Yeah, so you're not, can't be, it's a black issue, it's a white issue. No. You can't, because it's a mixed race couple, done. Yeah.
So was the woman with the aggressor?
No, the man was.
So the black woman wasn't the aggressor?
No, she was the white man.
Okay.
I think that's a good narrative there, man. And like, just
think the black women are a bit more aggressors than.
No, but even that, because if you got, because if you did it any other way, for me, even if you did white and white, Asian and Asian, black and black, you would have got that. Doing it like that, for me already, you've achieved that. I'm not seeing it as a straight race thing, because I'm like this. Every race has got this domestic abuse going on. Some of the stuff
race.
I've seen here about even just stuff where people are bringing people from their particular country and bringing them here because they don't speak the language here. They're being abusive to them even more because they don't know the lay of the land. Yeah. It's happening. It's just fucking disgusting.
Remember,
man.
I said I worked in a refuge, and literally, I didn't come into that refuge and see all black women or all white women or all Chinese. I literally went into that refuge. I could tell you there were Indian women, Chinese women, white women, black women,
of course,
all in that refuge.
That's
everybody from
life,
different walks of life. That's what I'm saying. But that is why the play couldn't be about one particular.
So this is your inspiration from working with in this field.
So that was why I wrote the play. Like, that's why I wanted to cast like how I did. I was very specific, kind of around that, and it was a very kind of multicultural cast.
So you wrote it and you casted.
And acted.
Yeah, I was in
acted.
And acted. I was the lead in it. Yeah.
He's greedy, isn't it? Love that stuff.
I was the lead in it.
Could we make it into a film?
Yeah, I was told once the script was read that it could actually be made, and have I thought about turning it into a film? I have to tweak it a little bit.
Do it.
But I'm gonna
do it.
No.
No.
Do you know what? I think it's because I like drama. So if I watch stuff, I like...
In the right sense of the way. Let me just stop, because some of you in the hood, some in the hood like drama, like being in drama,
listen,
but she likes acting in drama.
She defended Batman, so you know she.
What did you say?
She was defending Batman.
She defended Batman. That was when she was younger. That's when she liked drama. Like, how would you call it? What's the difference between drama and drama on the road? How would you call it?
Drama's drama.
Drama's drama.
Yeah.
Listen, I wasn't defending anybody. I was just saying, right? Yeah.
Listen, I wasn't defending. Go on. You just went to drama. We went to drama. We digress. We digress. Let's go to drama. Let's go to drama. Go on.
Stop your drama.
You said you like drama.
This is going to my head.
Is it? It's fucking strong apple juice, isn't it, darling? I tell you what. Yeah.
See, I don't want it to be fun. He keeps trying to make it.
Nah, yeah, make it be whatever you want.
Say that in English, mate.
All right, I know, I was touching. The real Vanessa Cruickshank. I'm not going to ask you. Yeah, bring myself back. The real Vanessa Cruickshank. So, if you could do any role, or could have done any role that has gone past already, like, so it's already been done by someone else, but if you could pick any role like Cleopatra, this, what would it be and why?
It has been done before.
No, I want one that's been done already.
Yeah, I just said that. I want to play Nina Simone.
Nina Simone, the singer.
Yeah.
Beyonce did it, innit?
Yeah.
Is it?
No.
Why?
Nina Simone's not, she didn't play Nina Simone. She played I know who you're talking about. It wasn't Nina Simone. Yeah.
Why?
Because
that light skinned girl with the thing and the gap in her teeth.
No, Nina Simone's
a
dark skinned woman.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sorry guys, don't know my black history that well.
I want to play Nina Simone because her life, like I said, I like portraying emotion and drama on screen, stage.
Are you willing to do every part of Nina Simone, like drugs?
All of it.
Yeah.
Because that's what makes it believable. At the end of the play, people left that play crying.
Of course.
Yeah. And
your play,
my
Four Walls play, not the Nina Simone play you're talking about.
Yeah, they left it crying. I want to do performances where people are watching and people feel it in their hearts. Definitely. And they're crying and they're feeling that emotion because they've connected with the character, they've connected with me. If you listen to Nina Simone's life, that, you know, her daughter would say that she spent years in an abusive relationship, but it's like she hated herself so much. It's like she wanted she'd go in to make her man abuse her. So there was some of that in their relationship. There's also the bit where she was destitute, and there's so much emotion in this woman's life, but she was also an advocate for the Black Power movement, etc. She
despite all the stuff she had to go through,
that's why her
managed to do
career
so much.
literally went downhill, because she was wanted to be a voice for the Black Power movement, the Black Panthers. She was there, and this is what I'm saying. I want to play it because every part of this woman, and you get to sing. Yeah.
You can sing?
And you get to sing. So although I can't play the piano, but I would love to. Yeah.
It's a film, isn't it?
But I would love to play Nina Simone. That would be, if you hear Vanessa Cruickshank as Nina Simone, yeah, right. You know.
Say that again, please. This is shivering at my spine. Say it again, please.
Vanessa Cruickshank as Nina Simone.
No, one more time. One more time. Third time, like a
Vanessa Cruickshank as Nina Simone.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
When you hear that, you know, literally, I'll be celebrating, I'll be drinking, I'll be, literally.
Getting into the role.
Yeah, that's my dream role. That's what I want. That's who I want to play. So, all you directors out there, American directors or anybody.
You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but her story's already been written. But yeah,
you can write your own adaptation.
Yes.
People do that. This is my adaptation of it. You know what I mean? You could go back to the drug and this, or the singing and this, or the outfits and this.
Exactly.
You could take it anyway. We could do it. Who knows? Ain't nothing too much to do it.
Well, I did say any directors out there.
Yeah.
Because you're a writer. Yeah. That's like, you don't need to fish.
Put that rod away, he said. Yes, put that rod away. What we want to do now?
Start penning that. Yeah.
I want to start winding down. So I want you to is there anything? Because I want you to talk. We're going to wrap up. We'll talk about domestic violence. Yeah,
we talked about a lot.
No, what I'm saying is we're going to give you. All right, let's go to short domestic violence. Any advice? Anyone out there receiving domestic violence? Any advice for them out there? Please go ahead. Your camera's over there.
My advice to you is don't stay in the situation. Find someone that you can speak to, or call the National Domestic Violence Helpline, because they're open 24 hours and you can speak to somebody and they will offer you help, and there is always some place to go. Don't think that because you've got kids you can't leave, because your kids will thank you later, when you've actually left. Don't think that, because I heard something where the lady said, he wasn't actually physically abusing me, he was just saying words, but I felt that I wasn't worth it. That is still abuse, and you need to get out, because all it does is tears away at your self-esteem, at your confidence, but until you're literally a shell of yourself. So my advice is, leave. There is such a world out there waiting for you that's beautiful, that's exciting, and you deserve the very best. You're not here to live under somebody else's thumb for their pleasure or their manipulation, or because they've got issues. You're here to enjoy your life. So my advice to you is call the Domestic Violence Helpline and get that help.
And live your life. And that's coming. Anything else you want to say? Apart from that, thank you so much for coming on the show. Is there anything else you want to say to our audience?
Oh my gosh, we finised already.
You can stay and talk some more if you want to talk some more.
I was enjoying myself. I think.
Yeah, I wrap it. Have you got anything else you want to talk about? We can leave that section right there. We can go to something else if you want.
I can talk forever about anything. So
go ahead. Shoot some questions, and if you want to shoot some questions.
Well, as we're talking about domestic violence, if we're away from what we know domestic violence to be, because I think when people say here domestic violence, they think straight away physical. Mm-hmm. So what other kind of things, I know you just mentioned it quickly, but what other kind of things are domestic violence?
It's emotional abuse, it's financial abuse, it's coercion, manipulation, and the government's also added a new one in there, and it's about somebody taking images of you without your control and sharing them online. Yeah.
And sexual abuse as well.
Yeah. Kind of thing. You're hearing a lot of. I heard. I listened to. I don't know if anyone ever listens to LBC. I was listening to it today, and a woman was talking about her daughter that had been trafficked. Yeah. In Wimbledon.
What?
Yeah, her daughter lived from up a gang in West London had literally been using their daughter, trafficking them out to men, etc. And this is something that's happening.
Wait, the daughter was she going home?
Do you know what it is? Let me explain to you something, yeah?
Go.
What she's saying. And sadly, just to know, yeah, because there's things that you see when you come up in, you know what I'm saying, these kind of environments for years that you see it. You know, like if there's a girl and there's guys that are batterying her, or there's girls, you know what I'm saying? When you think about it, if we're talking about it in certain terms, it's trafficking. Because there's man that will take this girl over here and take this girl over here and all that.
And you don't think it. You think you just she's just a prostitute or something. But she actually has no control.
Yes.
Over herself and her body and etc. Women are being taken off the streets now. Some people just disappear, literally just disappear. In America, they are looking for all these different women, and literally people have been walking down the street, end up in a van, and have just gone. And there's organisations that are actually trying to help find these women, and you end up finding them on videos, on those kind of... There's so much stuff that's going on that we all kind of live in our bubble and we just kind of get on with stuff. But there are serious things going on all of the time. My next actual play that I'm writing is actually about trafficking. Because I'm writing about things... I'm writing about things that are not personal to me in terms of that I've been to, but in terms of that I feel something about, that I want to change, that I want to change people's narrative understanding about what's kind of happening. And trafficking is something that people, they don't really understand. They don't even really believe it.
Do you know what I think? If people find it hard to believe at times because of the sexualization of everything at the moment. You know, like we're a million dating sites, a million dating apps, a million. You go raving and people are very sexual in these places and stuff. So I feel like there's the people's experience of how sexual everything is at the moment makes it. I think it numbs them down to what could be happening on the other side. If you understand what I'm saying, because you know, like if we think about how we grew up, people like the time that we grew up, we kind of still have that thing where we were like, that's not really, you know what I'm saying? We understand these things, what's happening but when you're just growing up in such a sexualized culture.
I hear that, but a woman walking down the street, who just gets picked up off the street and disappears, or a woman that's actually, think about it this way, you meet a man, a nice guy, you really like, he's telling you, yeah, come on holiday with me. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm going on holiday with my man. Nobody ever hears from you again.
No, but you flopped there.
Yeah?
You kind of flopped there.
Why have I flopped there?
Not you. That you flopped by going on holiday with this guy you just met.
Okay, you've known him for a little bit, because they don't just disappear with you. Like it's almost like a grooming.
I hear you, but there is like a lot of the stuff that you fall for when it's not true. When something's too good to be true, more time it is.
Yeah, but
then like when you go to places like Amsterdam, these girls in the window are not looking like they've been trafficked. They're looking at you like.
But you can't,
because they have to. Wait, listen, they have to.
You can't. No, but wait, you can't like fingers. No, wait, you can't.
Saying why people might not see it.
No, but then like. Because of what you're saying, I have to say it, like you can't talk, because you know, like when people are selling you shit, they're selling you shit.
Because they have to. Think about it, if they're not smiling at you, somebody's watching them. If they're not smiling in that window, they will be taken out the back a lot of the times, and be battered. That your job isn't to be, you're not selling misery. No, you're selling sex.
I get it. I'm just saying that you don't. But at the same time, there's
that's why now you got to talk about it.
Yeah, there's a level of.
I don't like it at all.
I understand that side as well.
I don't like it.
I still believe there's a level of people, because I have met people and women that they will sell pussy. And then we can believe that if you want.
Nah, you said he's talking, innit?
Yeah, and then
but what's that got to do with people getting kidnapped and abused and trafficked?
Because I'm saying this is how people get the confused on what trafficking is based on how they've been able to access it themselves. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, there are women who are selling their bodies as a commodity, and they want to.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And they believe it's their free choice and their will and their right to sell their body.
That's all I was
saying. But
saying.
there are also women
There is
who
that
are
side.
picked up off the street
And I agree.
or who are forced to sell their body.
No,
and they still have to smile at you the same way because they are forced to.
But I believe that, say for instance, if we're talking about people that are standing in windows in Amsterdam, yeah, maybe some.
And I don't know if the people in Amsterdam
Yeah.
have been trafficked because I don't know about that from Amsterdam's point of view. But I'm talking about the people
because there's
that
documentaries about. Alright, cool. Because the Amsterdam world, the sex
it's
world,
different.
is
It's slightly different, yeah. But I'm talking
but
about the
they
people
don't
that
look
in
particularly
the
miserable.
buildings. Yeah.
So when you're like, say for instance, they use Amsterdam a lot of the reference of, oh yeah, these are a lot of the girls have been trafficked, right? But when you go there, they don't particularly look like they've been trafficked.
But the thing is, you can't. Even when you go on the street and you're going for a street walker, a night walker as they call them, yeah. The whole point is she's not going to look vexed, is she? When you're going to approach her and you're like, yeah, she's meant to say, yeah, and grin teeth
like,
with
say
you.
For instance, if you're in different countries, it's different. A street walker in the UK is going to look like a nitty. You know what I'm saying? More than anything. Like she's going to look like she takes B and Y. More time. I'm just saying from what I've seen. I live next to King's Cross. I've seen.
Why is your face like that? What's wrong?
Me?
Yeah.
I just don't like the whole thing of just like, it's just a reality. I don't know the whole reality of people getting abused and people getting taken away and stuff, and the realness behind it. And I think that I'm not oblivious to it, and I don't close my eyes to it, but I think I try not to see it so it doesn't bother me as much as it is. So
yeah, that's a big point.
It's going on, but I try not to, like, I don't watch porn age. I don't watch certain things. I don't open my eyes to certain things. But these kind of things trouble me. Like thinking this is going on in the world, and it's like, although we're talking about it, and like the voice behind the camera's talking, he's talking sense and he's mucking about a little bit, but it's not even, all this stuff doesn't bother me. It's the whole thought of like someone's youth getting picked up off the fucking street.
No, 100%.
And then just what the girls are going through, and then just the whole, like, the stories of people. Like, I know women, innit? Like, if I know anything, I know my life, I know women, innit? So, like, the whole grooming thing is so unfair when the groom, when you got a young woman or a young girl who's just like, let's just duping a kid. Like, just they in
any way,
shape or form. It's just so disgusting. It's just so fucked up. That's what I was going through right there. I'm just like thinking, fuck. There isn't.
It's just how do we build a narrative where people recognize it? That's all I'm saying. Like, because it's hard to recognize. All I was giving the examples of why it's hard to recognize.
I hear you, but I think
in the time that we're living.
No, I weren't. All I was going to say to you, even to kind of, because it's quite a depressing subject actually, but all I was going to say to you, you're talking about probably one kind of section that you might not be able to recognise, but
You're coming back, you know that? You're coming back. We're going to do an abuse show.
Okay.
No, we're going to do an abuse show. I'm telling you now. We're going to do an abuse show. I'm telling you that right now.
But there are...
It's your show.
There are so many different... I've actually got a social work qualification as well,
Cool, you're back. The next show, we're going to talk about it now, because what it is, right, even though I'll let you feel what you're saying, but I was on a train.
Yeah.
I spoke about this yet on the show at all.
Yeah.
I was on a train, and it was, I was going to work. There was an altercation in the carriage next to me. As far as I was concerned, I wanted to go to work. I thought it was kids mucking about. No one's heard my story on this. I thought kids mucking about. So I've got to the train. I've got to see what's going on. So I hear a girl crying her eyes. She's crying her eyes out like, someone help me, someone help me. So I'm looking, so I go to investigate more. Because I hear a girl crying, I'm seeing she's in serious distress. So then you've got this guy like standing in front of her, and she's like, ain't no one going to do nothing. Is no one going to help me? Someone help me. So I've looked at what's gone on. I thought, all right, I don't know what's going on, so I start filming it. Let me film it. So I start filming it. And the guy's turned around automatically, and he's come at me with aggression. He's like, whatever aggression is. I just said, so I've looked at him in his eyes, see what's going on. I'm like, mate, nah, I'm not fucking having that. Do what you're doing. Like, I dare you to try and do something with me. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's just the fact I was unaware, even though I'm aware, that this kind of shit's going on. The guy was so adamant. He's like, oh, fuck you, man. Talking all shit. He told the girl he's going to punch her in the mouth. Like, punch her in the mouth for what? Because he tried to accost her. Like, piece of shit. So it's like, these things are going on in the world, and this is like, and if anyone's even Jade, I'm sorry, even name, anyone see the video, my energy is back exactly in the same place where I was in the video.
I can see.
It's real. It's disgusting. It's horrible. Why? Yeah. Well, why? That's someone's child, someone's sister, someone's mum, someone's daughter. How? Why do you think you've got the right to fucking touch people or to abuse people, to follow people, to do any sort of thing like horrible to a female? Why? Who gave you that right? What right? If you want to do something to yourself at home, but right, go back, let me breathe. abuse is disgusting in any way, shape,
But
or
you know what?
form.
The silence of people is
100%.
even more disgusting.
It's disgusting. So
Yeah,
we're gonna
Yeah.
know. So to see that social worker thing, we're
Yeah.
gonna have an episode. Go on, please
But
talk.
that's why I liked what you did, because again, like you set a good example in that, and even like I say to you, the silence of people is disgusting, and also the people trying to defend people in some sort of way, because even the person I don't even mind saying, the person's wife knew my cousin.
In that particular thing, we're gonna
Yeah.
address this in the next show. But you can talk freely.
No,
We're
but it's
gonna
just
address the
way-
whole
it's
thing.
just
I'm gonna bring
the
it
angle
in the
that
next
she
show.
tried to take.
Do you know
She wanted
what?
to attack you more than
Let
address
him
it.
finish what he's saying.
Before
He
she
can talk,
addressed her husband, she wanted to attack you, and do you know what that just showed me again?
Yeah.
Is part of the why he's like that. It's the
Yeah.
enabling.
Yeah.
It's the enabling. Like she was ready to attack you, ready to make emails over here, meet you. No, but wait, what have you said to your husband?
Yeah.
That you know that's, and you know what? He's probably similar in it. He probably acts in that similar manner at home.
Yeah.
But again,
100%.
you still want to try and to deflect it again, and a lot of that deflection is a lot of enabling. Because again, I'll say as much as a lot of women are victims of these horrible stuff, a lot of women are enabling some of these horrible guys.
When you say
the
that, like,
enablers of these
when you say
horrible
that,
guys.
when you say that, it has to be said like for me with a definite pinch of salt for myself, because
This is why you actually need to come and see the play, because some of the stuff that you've talked about there, you see in the play,
The
but you
enabling.
see in it. The whole point of the play is you're seeing things in 360 degrees. Yeah, so
like
you're
that.
seeing why she is defending,
Yeah.
why she's doing particular things. Yeah, because at the end of the day, she still has to go home.
Yeah.
So you're watching all these different bits. You're watching everything,
But again,
and you're
like I said
seeing.
before, you not making that decision to leave at times, doesn't just affect you. This is what people go if you're an enabler of someone that you know is not right.
now I understand what this guy's saying.
Yeah, it doesn't just affect you. So
Because in the narrative of the story that's going on, he's saying, just for argument's sake, the person that I saw on the train, imagine he's abusing his wife and she hasn't come up. Now it's extended to him abusing the person on the train.
Exactly.
And if she had come up, that person.
Yeah, I hear you.
And that's what he was saying. No, I didn't understand that. No, I didn't understand.
You know, like,
I
didn't
hear you,
understand
and I
enabling.
agree. But I'm sorry.
Go on.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I didn't
But
understand. Sorry, Dom.
when you are in fear of your life, so you're talking about enabling, but you're also in fear because you've got a man that's telling you, if you ever effing leave me, I will find you and I will kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
how did you end up laying down with that man anyway?
Yeah, but
No,
it
but you've got to
doesn't
understand it's not
start
fair.
like
Yeah,
that.
it's not. It's
No.
not.
It does no.
No.
It
For real,
doesn't
no,
start
listen.
like
I'm
that.
not saying they should
No,
do what
listen,
they're
no,
doing, but
hold on,
you
hold
can't
on.
be harsh on everyone so no one makes that mistake.
No,
Sorry, what you say?
Listen,
Stop being too easy to lay down.
No,
it's
that's not fair.
No,
That's
it's
not fair.
not.
That ain't fair.
Because you
That's
know
not
what?
fair.
You don't go out to a club with a guy and the first thing he does is
not
punch
funny
you in your
either.
mouth and you're like, oh, on my first date,
Well,
he's
the club is not the
he's
pla-
punched me in my mouth. But you know what?
Then
I really like him. I'm
Find a
going
man
to
in
continue.
church, not
It
the
doesn't
club.
go-
Find a man. Go find a man in
He's
church.
a wind-up merchant.
No, I'm just saying. Listen.
Is he a wind-up?
No, I'm not wind-up merchant. Find a man
but-
in the right place.
Bruv, no.
And then you know what? If a man from church punches you,
Yeah.
he's got to deal with the church.
But you can't jump from one to the other, yeah? Listen, hello.
Hi.
We was talking about enabling and you jumped to something else. So I'm saying to you, bruv, I'm saying like sometimes in this thing, even though
What,
there
you
is
saying
a
there's no
curve,
enabling?
there is no enabling. Sometimes
There
if
is
you-
enabling, man. We
Bro,
enable.
there might be enabling, but it's a very thin fucking line. Do you know what I'm saying?
I hear
Enabling,
you,
by the time you
but
get
we
there,
have to discuss every aspect.
Okay,
I feel
so
like
then-
it's always discussed on just a victim and a victor.
yeah, but enabling, so
Yeah,
what
but
is enabling?
how
So
you're-
fuck
you're-
that.
you're-
It still
you're
don't make it right. None of
talking-
it's right.
And
No, neither is enabling.
No, I get what you're saying about enabling. Yeah, I've seen domestic violence from lots
But you
of
could be
different angles.
scared.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying
But
about
where did you?
enabling.
How did you get there?
It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
but it doesn't
It don't matter how you got there. You can
You're
still be
there.
scared if you got there. How
You're
did some
there.
people get? Some people had to get to be crackers. How they get? You might make people make mistakes, but when
Well,
you're there, you're there.
Nah.
No.
What do you want me to say? There's realities.
No.
Yeah, but with the way you're
I'm not
putting
you
saying-
know what?
I'm not saying that it can't be
We're gonna
overcome.
we're gonna have to agree to disagree. Yeah, because
What am I saying
nobody.
No one's saying about right.
It
or wrong.
doesn't
There's no
start.
right or wrong.
Asking
There's
Vanessa.
no right or wrong.
Hang on. It doesn't start. You don't meet a guy and
You have to school me.
at the beginning he is literally abusing you. It's a systematic slow burn. It's a slow thing. So even if he's not physically abusing you, he's mentally abusing you. It's a slow
All right, let me ask you a
thing.
question. What if you meet a guy and he perms his hair?
What relevance has that got?
He's dodgy. He's dodgy.
Ask him what relevance that's got.
I'm saying.
My face is like.
I'm just giving an
relevant.
example. If he perms his hair, you gotta be careful of that guy. What if he's wearing black Air Force Ones?
I don't even know what Air Force Ones are.
All right, look, I'm just saying. What if he's got rubbish?
He's just fucking
No,
around.
because I'm always all right. What if he's got his shoes are terrible? Yeah, and you still like you meet him, like he's looking like he's sort of talking.
What has that got to do with anything, though?
Well, you understand this because I was taught if someone's shoes is not fully, if their shoe, sometimes you don't know if you can tell someone's off or not because their clothes can be like but if you look at their shoes, you can.
So you could tell from their shoes whether they got violent tendencies and they're gonna fuck you up sometimes 100%. Because they got a hole in the bottom of their shoes.
Yes,
you can.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So you can tell.
So you might as well come out. You might as well be a relationship coach and look at everyone's foot and help everyone pick the right people.
100%.
Yeah.
If they look at certain, even when they're watching this now.
Yeah.
If you look at,
if it wasn't all right, cool. So the man behind the camera said he could fix your relationship. Newborn hitch, right? He's gonna tell you by the way your man's foot looks, how your relationship's gonna be.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
What his shoes look like.
What his shoes like? £100 a pop. Yeah. Heard it here first.
If they mash up.
Stop being on smoke, man. What's wrong with you?
No, I'm giving real information.
Real information.
What does on smoke mean?
Exactly. Like he's just talking, does like that, talking shit.
It's not shit. Don't you check a man's
Gas.
shoes as a woman? Like I'm not saying like shoes. Don't you check a man's foot game?
But that doesn't mean what's that? Okay, what connection, please?
Can you not hear that? I'm silent. Yeah.
I know.
I just
I
left
was
you
saying
lot
before.
to have the
No,
conversation.
I'm cussing him
There's
out.
gonna be enough people that understand what I'm saying.
No. There's going to be
Wait,
enough
domestic
people.
violence.
Do you know what? All the women that are watching me, literally, going to be like, literally. Yeah. Like, I don't know where this man's
But they can't see
taking
him,
it
so he's
to.
alright. That's why he can't see him.
They're gonna laugh, but they're gonna check it out. They're gonna be like, do you know what?
He's a
My
dickhead.
man did have some national grip. I didn't remember him.
He's a dickhead. What a prick.
The last guy they remembered to be a bit violent. Their sneakers weren't that great. Their shoes.
I told you I should have wrapped that before. No, I'm
Do
joking.
you know
The
what
shoe
I
game
mean?
was out of this world.
No, going back to this now, I seriously want to talk about it, the role everyone has to play. Like, not so much the person who's being aggressed against, as like my lonely friend said, but he has got poignant things to say, or he's just mucking about right now. Just the role everyone has to play, like the role I had to play in that given situation.
It was good. It was good that you actually got involved and did that. A lot of people will ignore and not get involved in that situation. When I was 14, on the way to school in the morning, there was this guy. I met this guy, and every time I was walking, he would try and walk in step with me. So when I began walking fast, he started walking fast. When I began walking slow, he began walking slow. And he began talking to me. So I remember talking to him, not because I wanted to, but because I wanted him to leave me alone. So I'd be like, yeah, whatever kind of thing, when he was talking to me. And then we got to this side road, and I'm small, I'm 5 foot.
Yeah.
He lifted me up by my neck, pulled me against the back of the wall, and said to me, "Take your clothes off." Yeah. And I was screaming at the top of my voice. I was screaming. In my head, I remember I had this plan. Right, I'm going to kick him. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then this guy came out. And he said, and this guy's black, so we're both the same colour. And so this white guy came out, and he said, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I was screaming at this time. And the guy said, yeah, we're fine. This is my girlfriend. We're cool. And I was screaming, I'm not. And the guy said, "You better leave, because I've called the police and they'll be here in a minute." And the police came, took a statement from me. It was around the time of Care in the Community. So, when they started to open... No, Care in the Community. Well, they started to open these residential homes for people that had mental health issues and put them into these care homes in residential streets, etc. And this was one of the guys who had literally a mental health issue. But my reason for telling you that story is you can easily ignore. That happened right by a whole bunch of flats. So people would have looked out their window. People would have heard me screaming. This guy was in an office next door. It was so early in the morning. People are not in the office before. This is before 9. You have to be in school by 8:53. So this man had actually come to work early, heard that, and came out to investigate. Everybody that was in their house or in their flats ignored it. Yeah. So it takes a lot for somebody to actually come out and deal with a situation like that. Obviously, I was grateful. I didn't even realise I was crying till the police came. And they were like, are you okay? I was like, I just want to go to school. I just want to go to school. Yeah. And all these tears were coming down my face, and I didn't even kind of realise I was crying. But yeah, so anyway, so that was why I said that story, because what you did was amazing. And even if the situation didn't turn out how you wanted it to, the fact that you gave that person some reprieve, you gave her some breathing space, you gave her the fact that you intervened is showing her something as well.
Yeah, I appreciate that still. Like, the amount of messages that I got afterwards was mad. I'm not used to that kind of stuff at all. He'll tell you the messages, like literally, like hundreds to maybe, I don't even know how much messages I got, hundreds, so many messages. Pass my phone to somebody else, like, to deal with for me, basically. But majority of the messages were exactly what you said. Some people were telling me about stuff that had happened to them before. Some people were just thanking me for, like, you know what? Look at this thing. It's just, everything's just here, isn't it? It's not even. Hold on a minute. Let's have a butcher's.
See, just for the universe sake, you're gonna have to cast a white hero now.
What's that? Cast the white hero.
Yeah, she's gonna have to cast the white hero after she made him the domestic violence guy.
212 comments.
And in real life, he saved your life. You know what I mean?
Thing is, though, he actually did. So it's like literally, he stopped that situation.
No, 100%.
Because in my head, I was like,
you,
I'm gonna kick him. I'm gonna do this, but he's a big guy.
No, 100%. I'm just saying. You know, like, as much as we give this narrative, that's another narrative that we shouldn't honour certain other things, you know what I mean? For what they are, you know what I mean?
Let me give you this thing quickly, and then we could go back into that. Sorry, it says, Yo G, I just see the full video. Most men need to take a leaf out of your book. For real, big up, enough respect from a man with a daughter, and blessings. Another ones, you are a hero, and thank you for so much. Stand up, 1000%. May God bless you and yours. It's the same thing. You're good. Other people have put in that they've gone through stuff.
Bruv,
I don't want to read this.
You couldn't go through the comments that you've got.
No, it's too much. You've
got thousands of comments. If you have to go to different platforms, you got to go on Scar City Studio. You got to go and your thing. Cause Scar City's got a bag of comments itself. Other people that retweeted it, that's got a bag of comments itself. That you couldn't go through.
It's a lot.
And all good comments. All people saying this is what we need to see.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? This is what needs to happen, because something happened similar a couple of weeks later, and the guys waited until the guy was moving to the girl to even get up. But because they saw his video go viral, like, they was kind of waiting for that boiling point. But when the boiling point happened, the amount of guys that got up, and I thought, do you know what, that's something to do with Ayo's thing as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they saw that. And they thought, do you know what, if I'm ever in that situation, what would I do? Do you know what I'm saying?
I hope that actually anyone in that situation would actually get up and but you know so what? Some people when you see other people do it,
but when you see other people do it, that's why I give it the credit where it's due. Because when you see other people do it, just seeing other people do it and them getting some sort of love for doing it, it encourages a big percentage of people that wouldn't do it. Do you understand? Because you know what we're like as not we're, but you know what humans are like, innit? Very follow, innit? Follow. So sometimes people just love appraisal as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So if they see someone getting appraisal for something, there will be a percentage of people that follow. Do you know what? I can't wait for that opportunity because I'm going to get up and I'm going to say what, you know what I'm saying? Because they saw the effect of the appraisal. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's kind of, you know what I'm saying, narrow-minded to even look at it from that angle. But if that helps people to get up, and then I don't even care about how ignorant it is, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Just because if that's what they're looking for is the appraisal side to go viral or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? It will encourage a lot more people, because again, people just sit there and just be like, it's nothing to do with me, and so it doesn't become a subject of conversation. But when someone does step up, whether they're against you or for you, it's a subject of conversation. So it helps you to discuss how you would deal with that situation if you saw it yourself. Do you know what I'm saying?
Hear you.
Where it wasn't a conversation at all before. Do you know what I mean?
You've disappeared.
You mean?
He's reading his comments.
No, I'm not even reading the comments. I had something, but I can't find it, so it just would take me for another time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was basically linked to the same thing. But it's just like, we have to go back to the community, like the community way of thinking and living. That's the only thing for me. For me, I didn't see it any other way. I wish I could find what I wrote, but maybe we find it another time. But it's like, I didn't see it any other way than there was someone in distress who needed help. And then when it started, it finished for me once the police came, kind of thing.
But that's
and anyone should be like that.
Do you know what it is? Only because you filmed that occasion where people would see it. But that's something that you do all the time.
It's like, I suppose, yeah, and it's just like, from now, I'm gonna say it right now as well, I'm gonna find that piece, I'm gonna give everyone back, because that was, at the time, people behind the scenes said don't release that. I got a statement to thank everybody for their thanks to me, and I appreciate it, and I think
nice.
everyone, I think it's just real, everyone should be like that, and I'm gonna start a campaign, maybe we can link up and think about it. I know my people are behind me 1,000,000%, I've already started what I'm doing with it already, and it's the campaign, you're going to hear it right now, it's called Refuse. I refuse to see anyone go through anything like that. If you see, you have to refuse to let it happen. Whatever capacity you play in that, you have to refuse to let it happen. One way or another. If you can't fight or nothing, you can't shout, call someone else, phone the police, whatever, but you have to refuse to let these people do things to our people and sit there and see people suffering silently, let people get abused and just hurt and scarred for life, basically. When all it takes is you to open your mouth a little bit, step up and stand, say one thing or say something, you can change someone's life. You get me? Yeah. Like, refuse. Yeah. Remember, refuse.
And remember, anyone that's doing anything against you has got their own issues and they're very insecure and their fear levels are very high also. This is what a lot of people don't understand. The same things they're inflicted on you is what they're feeling themselves. So, do you know what I mean? Don't give them that much power in your head. The more power you give them, the more power they have. Do you know what I'm saying? The less power you give someone like that, the less power they have. Do you know what I mean? You can learn that from some of the strangest situations in life.
I agree.
So, that was a real Vanessa Cruickshank. It was an amazing show. Emotional. I'm sweating.
What if it's a man, Aya?
Sorry?
You see a man getting abused, what are you saying?
If you see a man getting abused, say something as well. What are you talking about?
We're going to tell him.
Huh?
You're going to tell him, man up!
No, I'm not telling him man up. I'll say, are you alright, buddy? Are you sure you're alright? Because human beings are horrible. They could be horrible. So it doesn't mean if you're a man or woman, men can be horrible, women can be horrible.
Yeah.
But I'm saying women are more vulnerable out there. Women are getting followed in the fucking supermarkets. No, women are walking down the road and man's following them around. No one will follow me. We're crossing the road and going certain places.
Do you know what?
The same guy from Fawole in fucking Archway. I didn't know about this.
On my
around
way,
the aisles and shit. It's bullshit.
On my way to this podcast, yeah, and you guys wouldn't feel this, but on my way here to talk to you guys, the streets are dark. I'm walking from the station, and in my head, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm paranoid. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. I'm there watching everything. I'm thinking there's hardly anyone on this street.
Yeah.
Yeah. You as a woman, wherever you go, you're constantly looking around you. You're constantly thinking about who's behind you, who's there, who's such and such. One time I was on the train. And I was coming back from drama school, and it was late, and we finished late in the evening. And this guy got on the train. I didn't really think anything of it, but when I got off, I noticed this guy got off with me, and I'm thinking he's just looking at me a bit funny. And so what I did is I decided we had to go up the steps. I decided let this man go up in front of me, and he didn't want to. I could see he didn't want to go before me, but I was like, I don't care. Go up in front of me. So I'm there pretending I'm looking in my bag. So he goes up in front of me. All the man keeps doing is this every little minute as he's going up the stairs. Looking to see where I am. Now, at this point, I'm proper anxious and nervous, yeah. I get up to the top and I'm thinking, what am I going to do? And then I thought, let me wait for a little bit. I walk and I see him walk. As soon as you come out of this station in Osterley, you can go under a subway, yeah, that goes underneath the dual carriageway. I see the man go under the subway and I'm like, okay, cool. Then I see him come up and hide behind a bush, yeah. Now I'm like, I have to walk that way. I start getting really panicky. I'm not sure what to do. I'm walking back and forth. I go back in the station and I call it Uber. Now my car's only parked around the corner, but I have to walk past him to get to my car. And I'm thinking, should I take my key just in case I can cut him with my key? I said, yeah, actually, you don't know what the man's got in his hands, yeah. I call an Uber and the Uber guy's outside and he calls me, I'm outside. I said, look, there's a man standing out there in the bush. I'm not coming out. Can you come in, get me and bring me into that taxi? The man got out, came, brought me into the taxi. He's really good, actually. And then took me to my car, which was 5 minutes around the corner. It's a 5-minute walk. Yeah. But it's the nervousness and the scaredness about women walking the street. I don't know
it's a mess,
what that man... He might have even been waiting for me. It might be someone else. But let me tell you, the way he was looking at me, he was waiting for me.
Yeah. But
And I knew that, and I felt something wasn't right. What I say to all women, follow your intuition. If something doesn't feel right, it isn't right. And keep your wits about you when you're getting off the tube. Yeah. Look at who's looking at you. Look at who's getting off at that same station with you. Yeah. What are they looking? If you're not sure about them, let them walk in front of you. Yeah. So you can look at their movements and follow what they're doing.
And then I want to add to that, because I've got children and stuff. Young boys, if you're walking behind a woman at night, be aware that she might be paranoid. Cross the street, because she might be genuinely scared just because you're behind her. You might think it's walking. And I get shook sometimes when people are walking behind me at night, to be honest with you. So if you can, because we can help as well. We don't have to just be there to step in and help with stuff. You can actually help by doing stuff like that. Crossing over the street, not staring too much, maybe being vocal, asking people to write, stuff like that, just helping out. If you see anything untoward, just... So I think if we instill this in our youth as well, this is another way to help. Having respect for the females in society is very important, because not a lot of people have respect for females, and that having the respect is that coming from there could help placate some of that stuff.
Yeah. But the old boys, just make sure we know that we got our eye on you.
Yeah. Vanessa's been an amazing show.
Thank you for having me.
Nah, thanks for coming, man. Thanks for coming. This is the real Vanessa Cruickshank, the voice behind the camera, the wizard.
But who's the fake Vanessa Cruickshank, by the way? Is there a fake Vanessa Cruickshank?
No, but it's like, okay.
I just thought it might be the way he kept saying the real Vanessa.
You can elaborate on it, but for me, it's like you went through, because let's combine the two, because I love using people's stuff. You said if she hadn't gone through so many doors, she wouldn't be who she is today. So the person she is today is the real Vanessa Cruickshank, going through all those doors, going through all them things. Yeah. That's what the real Vanessa Cruickshank is. That's right. There was Vanessa Cruickshank here, and you just said the stage. So this is the real Vanessa Cruickshank.
This is the real Vanessa.
Oh, wee! I was inspired. Why you did that before? What's all that about?
Because you like my radio night voice. Yeah.
No, so why you do it again? That's what I'm saying. Why you wait till now to start making it? Go again. Do it again, please.
No, anyway.
One more time. Yeah. Really, one more time.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
it's been great.
That was a good show. Nice.